Hotman, Crowder, and Solana on FM radio. Them boys be sliding, so we riding and we ready to go. 100,000 watts full throttle, baby, ready to blow. We passing poker out to Jupiter, we got your attention. You can tune in anywhere, but listen at your discretion. To the legend, Mr. Hotman can't stop from each other deuce. My brother got his own hot burger at Tucker Deuce. Tell my rush more of these sports, spitting the truth. It's Channing Crowder, greatest Dolphins, who rock up 52. Solana one best of Miami, the voice of FIU. We reppin' to Miami, the Heat and the Panthers too. We reppin' for the Marlins, the Dolphins, that's how we do. We reppin' for the Crips, so it's always about the you. Hey Jimmy, please get a Pell on the phone and tell him that it's on. I finally got his name on the song, can't do it wrong, cause it sounds so sweet. You speak the fact, I keep the crowd on their feet. Football season be the reason that I be bringing this heat. Georgia music representing 104.3. Hey,
welcome to the show. Got my game face on, baby. Got a game night tonight. Feeling it. Well, play-in action. I love the play-in tournament. I'm a huge fan.
Makes you feel alive.
Makes you feel alive.
Yeah.
What happened to Crowder? Did he lose his... I see him, but it looks like he's trying to do something. It seems like he can't hear us. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. Like he can't hear us. He doesn't know the show started.
Yeah, almost like, because he's staring down at his phone. He was looking at us.
Yeah. Huh.
It's an interesting... Did he just completely lose where he is?
CTE?
Yeah.
A flare-up?
For those of you watching on the stream, you know what we're talking about. If you're just listening on the radio, like, Crowder is signed in. It doesn't look like he's trying to get his headphones to work. You know what I mean? It looks like he's doing something on his phone.
He's got to finish up that final round of Farmville before he joins the show.
But he knew that we were on the air because he saw us singing along with the thing. What did you forget where you were? Did you forget that the show had started? Like, I'm so confused. The show started and you looked down. So you think what? He's not connected?
No, like it just didn't check the settings. I can hear him for sure.
But he was doing something on his phone. And I could tell the microphone's not connected. Yeah.
It's loud.
Yeah. But I could tell that it's picking up ambient noise. What is going on? Because you saw that we were coming on the air and then you were just stared at your phone for 2 minutes.
I couldn't hear y'all.
But what were you doing on your phone?
I was filing for my IRS extension.
Huh. Interesting.
That's good.
All right. Well, that's a strong start to the show.
Yeah. Why is this so hard for you?
Technology.
Yeah. No. But it has nothing to do with technology. It's just time. Like you sign in like maybe 2 minutes before the show starts, and that'll give you time to file your taxes. Like but then you watched us talking. And you didn't think to yourself, I should try to get connected here? You thought to yourself, I'll just work on my taxes?
No, I thought y'all were talking off air. I thought we came on late. Maybe, Tobin and Leroy ran a little late and I didn't hear no noise. And I said, okay, well, I'll hear some noise. When I hear noise, then I'm going to lock in.
Interesting. It's a fascinating creature, the Crowder. It really is. It's like
Crowder.
Yeah, the Crowder's a fascinating creature. You can watch him, like there's bird watchers. I'm a Crowder watcher. I've watched this guy for a decade. And when you think you might know, you don't know. Yeah. He's in the animal kingdom. He's what you call a loose cannon.
Because birds typically follow a strict migration pattern.
Correct.
But there's always one that may deviate.
But he migrate, like his migration pattern, he goes east 1 year, west another year. Makes U-turns some years. Like the Crowder is a fascinating creature.
What old movie was that where that one duck wouldn't leave the lake and it was frozen over and he's still walking around on the lake? It was an old movie. It was a funny movie. But yeah, sometimes I just walk on the lake in the winter.
But I got to get to the bottom of this, and there's so much going on. I really want to move on. But I got to get to the bottom of this. So at 1:59, a minute before the show ostensibly is supposed to start, you said to yourself, you know what I should do right now? File my extension for income taxes.
Well, I've never done it digitally. So I didn't know exactly how long. I thought it'd be quick. But they asking all these questions, social security number and tax number, ID last year, and IRS approval letters. So it took like 15 minutes.
Interesting. He's a fascinating creature, the Crowder. The Crowder is just, it's the way the brain works on the Crowder is fascinating to me.
I've done TurboTax for the last 10 years. Now I'm doing it digitally this year.
Listen, if you're late on your taxes every year, you should never use TurboTax or the phrase TurboTax because that connotes speed. And if you're filing for an extension every year, it's too late.
Hoch, correct me if I'm wrong here, and I'm not going to insinuate I know Crowder's finances to a T, but I have a pretty good idea. You have multiple sources of income. That's not a secret. And you're a former NFL player. We can all look up how much you made. Shouldn't you just have like a tax guy or a tax woman at this point of your life?
That's a fair question. Yeah,
because I have a tax person.
One, right?
Yeah, Kristen, tax team in Kendall. Like I call her up, she's got my appointment. I send her everything. I got to pay a little bit, but like, of course, I'm an idiot. I had to count how much 31 plus 44 yesterday. Like,
right.
I'm not inputting.
Well, I just don't want to go through the trouble.
I have a CPA, actually changing CPAs this year because my last CPA, it's funny you say it, did TurboTax. And I was talking to another CPA and he was like, you do all your taxes on paper? And I would get my credit card statement printed out and highlight business deductions. He saw what I was doing. You do?
Well, I feel so bad for my accountant, and it's the accountant of the Ticket Wizard, like all the guys that I went to college with, and they have big businesses or whatever. And I come in every year with like a stack of papers, and I'll just write like a receipt for a halogen lamp, and I'll write lamp needed to be able to light my face during broadcasts, business expense. But that's my taxes, like all handwritten.
So now I've transitioned to the new world, and now this dude is doing it differently than meeting up every 2 weeks and we've been highlighted bank statements. And you talk about 6 degrees of separation. My new CPA was with you at Jake Winderman's wedding.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Craziest thing in the world. You just said, I was like, you know what? We talked about this when I was talking. He was like, yeah, I was just at Ira's son's wedding. I'm like, Hoch was there. He said, yeah, I saw him.
If you really think about it, it's not that crazy.
I was going to say, I can tell you right now, you got a good CPA. And I'm going to tell you how I know.
Bro, he's locked in.
Right now, you got a good CPA.
He is locked in.
My cousin was at that wedding. Funny enough, I didn't get invited. My cousin was there. Crowder, one more thing quickly, because this makes me laugh so much, because we're talking about accountants or whatever. I say things sometimes on this show over the years, and Hoch would just give me a face. Like, he's just disgusted with me that I didn't know something.
Yeah.
That face has never been more clear that you were just disgusted with my life choices, my decision-making, than like 5 months ago. I'm a new homeowner, Crowder. And I kind of mentioned to Hoch, like, hey, you know anything about this homestead exemption? And he's like, yeah, of course.
No, it wasn't. Do you know anything about a homestead exemption? It's like, oh yeah, I never put in for a homestead exemption. And I'm like, what? like that,
he's looking at me.
It's one of the best tax benefits that you'll ever have. And he's like, yeah, I never did that. I go, are you out of your mind? Step number 1.
You don't open those little envelopes that look government-y?
The last time since I moved into my new home, since I became a homeowner, I opened up one envelope and it was something about mortgage insurance. I'm like, oh, okay. So I call them up. I give them my credit card information. And my mom, CFO of a bank.
Mortgage insurance.
And she's like, you're spending what?
Are you crazy?
What did you do? And then it took me 3 years to figure out how to cancel the mortgage insurance because the guy wouldn't cancel it. He's like,
I gotta go through your finances. I gotta help you. I gotta help you.
Well, first off, Solana, I've worked with Hawk longer than you. I know the exact face you're talking about because I get that face twice a week. And you have mortgage insurance, but not homestead exemption.
Well,
You need a life coach.
Well, the crazy thing, again, if you are, it depends your situation, but I know his situation. If he was ever short on his mortgage, his parents would help him out. So he's got mortgage insurance for free. That's the part that drives me crazy. It would be like my son getting mortgage insurance. I go, well, wait a second. If you lose your job and you're struggling, like, I'll take care of it until you get back on your feet, which is what your parents would do. So to pay mortgage insurance is just asinine.
Right, but that pamphlet was really convincing, bro.
Who looks at those? who opens that mail?
Hey, man, I hold out on Wells Fargo every now and again.
You're a whole different story.
They'll get their money when they get their money.
Entirely different story. What happened? We're going to talk plenty of Miami Heat tonight. Ian Eagle is on the call for Prime Video. He's going to join us this hour. We love talking to Ian Eagle. John Crotty is going to join us, talk some Heat today as well. And our friend Dave Williamson, the comedian, he's performing at the Improv in Miami, which is really in Doral. He's performing there Thursday. He's going to join us today as well. It's a loaded potato, but I did see that, what's his name? Mascherano?
Yeah, Javier Mascherano.
Javier Mascherano, who has been the manager for Inter Miami. They just won the championship 4 months ago.
Right.
He's out today. He's done.
Well, according to Inter Miami, the official release is that he stepped down for personal reasons. Now, I don't believe that. I believe, he's moving in another direction because they haven't had the best start to this
Terrible
season.
start, but so what?
It's really not terrible. This is complicated because it's not terrible. They've only lost one game.
Right.
And it's through 7 games. Like, you feel like this team, as long as they make the playoffs, they'll figure it out.
Right. You've got Messi.
And it's still the very early stages of the season. The transfer window in Europe hasn't opened. There's tons of rumors that once the season in Europe ends around May, the transfer window opens in June or July. Just like last year, Inter Miami, they'll find a way to allocate some resources to bring somebody over. So, like, this probably isn't the final roster that we'll see come September, October, into November for the playoffs. But I will say this, Hawk. He's not really the best manager in terms of tactician work. So even last year, he was under immense pressure because they were struggling a lot, especially when Messi was out. And there were questions of whether or not he had the resume to get the job in the first place, or was he just Messi's boy? I can make the case on both sides. He won a championship. He delivered the hardware that Tata Martino
the
couldn't
most
deliver.
Recent one.
But this year, the roster isn't as strong as it was a year ago.
Fair.
And because of the slow start, because of the fact that for the second straight year, they didn't have success in Champions Cup, which you remember at the start of the season, I asked Whitty, what's the goal this year? Even Whitty told us they won the MLS. They've won Leagues Cup. This team needs to compete for the CONCACAF Champions Cup. They were out in the first round this year, the first round that they played. That was a black mark on his resume this year, the slow start, and pair it with the fact that they lost Sergio Busquets, they lost Jordi Alba. The roster isn't as talented this year. They probably are making the right decision if this is what I believe it is, which is the suits making this decision
with Messi.
That's what I was going to.
That's where it gets dicey. Is Messi signing off on this? I don't know.
Yes. You're thinking they're going around Messi's back and firing his homeboy? Come on, Solana.
They literally just opened $1 billion stadium because of him. You can't get rid of the manager that he wanted here 2 games into the new stadium after it finally opened.
Well, you can when he signed the contract already.
No,
you got the stadium opened already.
Do that
2 years ago. His contract was going to run out.
I get it. I'm just saying you can't do that.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely it seems likely that he signed off on this move. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Who replaces him? For now, it's just an interim manager. I know I was talking with my brother. He read a report that they expect this interim manager to ride it out into the World Cup. After the World Cup, the Argentinian national manager, Javier Scaloni, might take his place.
Interesting.
Like there's rumors. We don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see if it's somebody that has direct ties to Messi, maybe an Iniesta, who's a longtime teammate, legendary Spanish player for Barcelona, maybe a Xavi as well, who was also a manager over at Barcelona. Like, we'll see what ends up happening here. But I don't know, because why would, through 7 games,
pretty shocking,
Messi be out on his guy?
No, I was going to say they're opening a new stadium. They won the championship last year. They weren't happy, but they say, you know what? Let's ride it out till we open this new stadium, have a couple home games. They all knew what was going on. But Solana, you are being naive if you don't think Messi knew about this weeks ago. Like, he woke up and got the text that I got this morning.
Well, I mean, Mascherano, by the way, I called him Javier Scaloni. It's Lionel Scaloni. I got him confused with Javier Mascherano. He coached this morning. He had a practice this morning.
So something went down, maybe. Now, and they're saying personal reasons. Maybe something went down.
Maybe.
He could have gotten a phone call and said, hey, this such and such is going to take me away for 3 months at least, at minimum. And it's not fair to the team. And I know things are dicey anyway. Who knows?
It's very possible, but I had the same reaction, which was, I don't think he's a great manager in the tactician sense, right? Like, I don't think he makes the correct substitutions when they need to be made. I questioned at times last year the lineups he was trotting out there over and over and over again.
They won the championship.
But they won the championship.
Right, so all that is kind of moot.
And they're fresh off a championship, and they just opened up a brand new stadium. This is a drastic measure to take when you're just trying to find some stability right now as a premier sports organization in the United States, with the World Cup on the horizon, by the way. It's bizarre.
It's very very interesting, to say the least. I want to talk to Ian Eagle, so let's do headlines so that we can talk plenty of Miami Heat tonight, because got some play-in action tonight, which you will hear on this radio station. Only local broadcast happens here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
Has the line moved at all?
5.5 was the last I saw.
Okay.
I took the Heat 5.5 yesterday.
I put in, as I was driving here, I got one of these Hard Rock instant drops. You get an email. It says you've got an instant drop, because normally they do these drops, these bonuses on Thursdays. Got an instant drop, and it was $50 no risk 3-leg same game NBA parlay.
Oh,
so I could bet up to $50. If I lose, I'll get a $50 bonus bet back. So, it's a no risk bet. Hopefully you win the second one so that you end up making money. Remember yesterday at the end of the show, I said, because we were at Amerant Bank Arena, I got a $10 bonus bet. It said, hey, $10 bonus bet, you're at the arena. So I bet, because Doug Plagans was like, Mackie Samoskevich, a lot of shots on goal, and this is his time to shine or whatever. So I bet Mackie Samoskevich to score a goal at plus 200, and he scored a goal, and so I won $20 last night for nothing. But anyway, I had a no-risk 3-leg parlay. I parlayed LaMelo Ball over 22.5 points. Read an article today that said this playoffs is going to be his coming out party. I didn't read the entire article. I just saw the headline.
It's a good headline.
So I was like, okay, over. That's all the research I needed to do. And then I bet Jaime Jaquez Jr. over 11.5 points. I was talking to my brother on the way in, and he has inherited from my late father the inability to say any name or anything correctly. Mm-hmm. And so my brother, we were talking, because I'm going to Vegas, he was telling me all about seeing a concert at the Sphere. Mm-hmm. Because for whatever reason, that's the way it comes out when he says it, the Sphere.
Of course.
And then he said to me, hey, did you see who the Chicago Sky drafted? And I said, no. And he said, that Jaime Jaquez's sister. So I bet the Jaime Jaquez over for that. And then I took Pelle Larsson over 9.5, because you love Pelle Larsson.
Well, I don't know if he's going to play. I think...
Well, I feel like, hey, if they're getting blown out, or I don't know. I feel Pella to get 10 points seems like this would be his kind of his kind of gritty game.
I only say that because he missed the game on Sunday, the season finale, and yesterday he didn't practice.
Oh, I did see that.
I'll tell you right now, the latest injury report has him as available, which checks out because Spo said yesterday it's encouraging. He did a individual workout after practice yesterday. He's gonna gut it out. He'll play. I just don't know if he'll look right and if he's gonna end up starting. That's what we're gonna have to end up seeing.
That's my 3-leg parlay.
Okay,
going for Jaime Jaquez.
Yeah. I do it all the time too, Hawk, when I just describe people. Like yesterday I did with Derek White. The little bald head boy, the light-skinned one in Boston. That's my Randy coming out.
Not that my brother thinks he's pronouncing the names correctly, right. But so did my dad. How many years did we watch Brett Favre torch the Bears with Green Bay? And my dad would be, did you see the way Favre looked today? It was, for years, it was Brett Favre. And everything he said, but my brother has inherited this in a massive way because, he watches every Bulls game. We talk a lot about the Bulls. Josh Gedney. He can't believe what a season this Josh Gedney had. And I would go, it's Giddy. And he's like, oh, yeah, Getty. And no. Giddy. He just can't get any of the names right.
Chad, your friend coming over? Who, Daddy? The ugly one with the fat wife. Him. Oh, you talking about Josh? Yeah, Josh. That's what it is, buddy. That's what it is.
What's funny is, Hoch, this brother, you are incapable of letting something like that slide.
I let it slide with him, though, because I'm fighting an uphill battle. Okay. He doesn't know me the way you guys know me. He thinks I'm a completely different person.
Hey, Solana, Lyle wasn't dealing with that now. I've got enough Lyle stories to know Lyle wasn't dealing with that.
So everybody's available other than Drew Smith, who was seen in a walking boot today, and Niko Jovic, who is out today. And as for the Charlotte Hornets, I don't even see any names listed for them, so they're good. Yeah. They're good to go.
Yeah.
The Heat need to win. If they don't win, their season is done. If they do win, they'll play Friday against the loser of the Magic Sixers. That game will be in Philadelphia tomorrow. The Panthers did win yesterday. I have a take on this.
We don't have time.
I know. Yeah. I don't think you're gonna like it, but I was pissed yesterday watching that game at home. And the Marlins won yesterday. They're gonna play the Bravos again today, game 2 in Atlanta. Yuri had a nice little outing yesterday for the Fish. Your weather in South Florida right now, it is partly cloudy. It might rain a little bit later, but it's around 80 degrees right now. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the 70s. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for free roof and window estimate.
Ian Eagle will join us in the next segment, talk some Heat. We were just talking about parlays and overs and unders and totals. Everyone is invited to the Hard Rock Bet Party. Doesn't matter who you are. Your name is on the list. You sign up today, double your winnings on your first 10 bets, max $50, but you can double your winnings on your first 10 bets. So if you would have won, say, $100 on your bet, you make it $200. All you have to do is download the Hard Rock Bet app, make your first deposit, get the party started today. On Hard Rock Bet, the double your winnings welcome offer is just the start. You've also got new promos every day of the week. Open the app now, see what you've got today. The NBA playoffs and play-in is here. And every night is a shot to score a major bucket on Hard Rock Bet, the official sportsbook partner of the Miami Heat. Maybe you like the hot hand to drop 30 or the big man to control the glass and you bet a double-double, point guard, dish out 5 assists or something. However you draw it up, Hard Rock Bet gives you tons of ways to stack your picks into an epic same-game parlay. I've got a 3-way same-game parlay working tonight. And it's almost time to drop the puck on the most electrifying playoff in sports. Unfortunately, Florida's not part of it, but puck lines to totals to player props and same-game parlays. Tape up the stick, lace up the skates, get in on the action, because when the playoffs hit the ice, every shot, every save, every goal means more on Hard Rock Bet. And, of course, baseball is back in full swing. Hard Rock Bet makes it easy to bet on America's pastime in just a few easy taps. You can bet on home runs, strikeouts, whether there's a run scored in the first inning. That's a quick, fast-paced bet right out of the gate. And if you miss the first pitch, no problem. You can live bet every inning, every at-bat, all the way till the final out. Again, it all starts with one simple thing: Download the Hard Rock Bet app right now. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
Socrates once said, "You don't know what your body can do until it does it."
WQAM, broadcasting live from the Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall Studios. Edmore Sawgrass Buick GMC's entire inventory is on sale and all backed by Morse. Click EdmoreSawgrassBuickGMC.com to start shopping. GMC, we are professional grade. WQAM invites you to salute America's heroes this Memorial Day weekend. May 23rd and 24th on the shores of Miami Beach at the Hyundai Air and Sea Show. Free to the public, so bring the whole family. The greatest show above the earth is bigger and better than ever. Don't miss the 5 city blocks of military displays. To get more info and to enter to win 2 VIP passes, visit WQAM.com.
This report is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach. Get ready for Ginger Billy Live at Stage 954, April 17th. The Casino at Dania Beach has it all. Enjoy new, exciting promotions, the hottest slots, great shows, multiple dining options, live poker, and simulcast. Plus, new members can win up to $5,000 in free play. Join the fun at the Casino at Dania Beach.
In Miami, wherever there's a Domino's game, you'll always find your abuelito. And whenever you want a low price, you know you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Take advantage of a Pricito now on all of your favorite new Kia models, like a Sportage, Sorento, Telluride, K5, Soul, and more. Don't wait. Hurry to Doral Kia today. Don't miss your chance to save on a new Kia. With easy financing, fast service, and the best value for your money. Because you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia or start shopping for your Pricito now at DoralKia.com. Present any Miami Kia dealer's unexpired new vehicle advertisement for verification. Other Lithia dealerships do not qualify. The competing offer must be available for immediate purchase at the advertised price. The competitor's vehicle must be identically equipped as our in-stock vehicle used for comparison.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000.
All right. Let's talk a little basketball. Heat and Hornets tonight. You can watch it exclusively on Prime Video. Ian Eagle will be on the call along with Stan Van Gundy. And Ian Eagle is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline right now. Hello, Ian.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you?
Always appreciate you making time for us. Very exciting on game night.
My pleasure.
We'll jump into it. So the Heat, they're the 10 seed. The goal this season, this was stated a lot here by Heat players before the season, during the season, was to avoid the play-in. But obviously, they were unable to avoid the play-in. Here we are. But you've watched the Heat, and you know what Eric Spoelstra is capable of. So would it be a mistake to sleep on the Heat in the postseason this year or any year, really?
Yeah, it would be a mistake. We've been in this situation before. We've seen it each of the last 3 years, Miami in the play-in. And yes, all of the rhetoric has been, let's avoid the play-in. Let's make the playoff. Let's not worry about winning you're in or treating every game like it's a game 7. Yet they've come through every year. I do think coaching plays a big role, and style of play plays a big role, and being on that stage again and again and again. During the Jimmy Butler era, they not only won the play-in, they went to the NBA Finals. So I think that was validation for the league in many ways that, hey, just because you're 7, 8, 9, 10 doesn't mean that you're a sacrificial lamb. And the way the Eastern Conference is set up, you should feel that way. You should feel as if you get into the postseason, you could possibly make some noise. The problem for Miami, unlike previous years, I think they are going against a really confident team that is riding an emotional wave right now for what they've done in the second half of the season, turning their entire franchise around. And yeah, they have to do it in enemy territory. And Charlotte is a fun squad. They're a great three-point shooting team. They are excited to be in the play-in. That's the difference in approach. They're happy to be here. They're happy to try to take this step and then use it to climb to the next level within NBA personas.
And Ian, well, Spo has Lee. Coach Lee and Coach Spo, we know who the better one is, championships and all that. But my problem with the Heat is the roster. Is Charlotte's roster that much better than the Heat? Because we've been talking about Bam and the other guys. Tyler wasn't around. No one's missed a lot of games. But roster to roster, who has a more dominant team?
Yeah, different, Channing. They're just different rosters. Miami is an older roster. There are guys that have been through it, and they're weathered a bit. And Charlotte has a young team. They got a young team that they're excited about, that they've built the right way. LaMelo Ball, there was always a natural curiosity with Ball, but his team didn't win a lot of games. So I think you had a lot of general NBA fans that would watch highlights of Ball, but never really watched the games. And now this year, because of what they've done since January 1st, people are watching their games. Concanipple has been a revelation. He was a high pick. He's the 4th overall pick. So they expected him to be really good. I think he's been better than advertised. Brandon Miller, improvement now in year 3. Miles Bridges is the veteran that's never appeared in a playoff game. They found a little something with Diabate in the middle. And in fact, they're 31-9 with this starting 5. 31-9. That's really impressive. And I think that's why they have a whole lot of confidence. So if you're asking me which roster would I take today if I was starting a team and trying to get this thing going in the right direction, Charlotte checks a lot of boxes right now.
But going back to Ian, the seasoned approach that Miami is entering this game with, at Heat practice yesterday, everybody I talked to from Spo to Jaime Jaquez Jr. mentioned just that the fact that they've been in these experiences, and the fact that Miami has this experience of being the only 10 seed in NBA history to win 2 games on the road and get to the playoffs. How much does experience in your mind factor into a game like this? Because you mentioned the starting 5 of the Hornets, this unit that's gone 31-9, none of them have played in an NBA playoff game. Grant Williams off the bench has the most playoff experience going back to his days with Boston. How much does experience matter in one of these one-and-done games?
Yeah, I think it's real. I would tell you, having obviously been a part of the March Madness run over the last month, you can see in those moments on the big stage, who can handle the pressure, who can't. And that comes with the territory, as we know. The difference normally once you get into the postseason is you can have an off night. You can have a bad day. You can recover in a 4 out of 7 series. Remember when the NBA was 3 out of 5 and your margin of error was slimmer? There was a time when it was 2 out of 3, and you couldn't really make that one large mistake or you get stuck behind the 8 ball. In this situation, I think it's exactly what the NBA was hoping for. They got more fan bases engaged in the process late in the season. Games 77, 78, 79, all the way through 82 became seemingly more important and more pivotal because you were jockeying for position, trying to either stay in that top 6 or just fighting to maybe host one of these games in a 9-10 or 7-8 matchup. But if you're Miami, I feel like there's a reason why they're confident, and the reasons are fairly obvious. They've been here. They know what to do. They've got a head coach that knows what to do in a one-game scenario. And that's, to me, why people around the NBA are actually really excited to see these two teams play, to see who emerges and who gets another chance to win their way into the postseason.
Is it Bam, though? Does Bam have to do everything tonight for the Heat to advance? Or at least advance to a second game, I should say.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Miami, Washington, right? It's not going to be like that at all.
If he puts up 83, do you think they win?
You know what the crazy part is, guys? This is something I was thinking about today. We had our production meeting, and, you just talk through some topics. The way things are set up with the play-in, if Bam did score 83, it wouldn't count. The numbers in the play-in don't count. They don't count towards the postseason, and they don't count in the regular season. So you have this anomaly that if you get one of these incredible performances, if Con Knippel scored 101 tonight, it wouldn't be a record.
That's fascinating.
It's a very strange situation. And I know the NBA, they've downplayed it the last few years because it is odd, but it's real. Like there are no play-in records. Nobody really talks about it on that level. So, yeah, to answer your question in the most roundabout way, I would hope that that's not what it comes down to for Miami. I think if you're the Heat, the main goal is to establish your style, your identity, push the ball, use the pace that they've been using to be highly successful on offense. The Hornets are a three-point shooting team. If they have an off night from three-point territory, I don't know what their plan B or plan C is. Usually in a playoff series, the numbers bear out. Over a 7-game series, if you're a great three-point shooting team, you're going to see that at some point emerge. In a one-game scenario, as we know, it just could be an off night. And if it's an off night and you're Miami, you just try to take advantage of it, doing it your way.
And I got to ask, you brought up the 83-point game, talking about Bam. I didn't know there was two sides to a guy dropping 83 in a night, but then the next morning I found out there was two sides. What's your take on an 83-point game where, the last 2 minutes they were fouling and doing this and he shot too many free throws and all that? What's your take on the 83-point game?
Yeah, 83 is 83 as far as I'm concerned. I was watching it that night. They cut in on the national broadcast. I think everybody around the NBA, their interest was piqued when they saw the numbers building. And to me, there's no asterisk. You went out and scored 83. That team had a chance to stop you. They're an NBA team. They didn't. We could talk about all of the reaction the next day. And really most of the reaction was a lot of projection, I think, from people that unfortunately they had a view of who could stand on those hallowed grounds with the likes of Wilt and Kobe Bryant. And that's their stuff. He did it. That's all that matters. He went out and did it. All the circumstances to me become much more irrelevant. And I think those will fade as time goes on. And Bam will be remembered for what he accomplished. And that's how it should be in sports.
And to that point, though, as a broadcaster, because look, I mean, throughout your career, you've called some incredible moments. Let's just put it this way. you're not missing anything on your resume in terms of broadcaster and your career.
You know, I was going to ask him when we were ending, is there anything missing on your resume that you've always wanted to broadcast?
Well, maybe it's
wait,
the
you
83
can,
point
you
game.
can finish it. Wait, no. But I mean an event. You know what I mean? Because he's done the Masters and he's done NBA Finals and March Madness. And I'll get back to Solana's question in a second. Is there anything on your resume where you go, I've never been able to call that, and I wish someone would ask me because I want to call that?
Yeah, I think a lot of this comes down to who's got the rights, which network is in control of that inventory, and a lot of it is based on where are you at that time in your career. For me, maybe the only one that I could really think of that I would say, man, that would be cool to do would be Wimbledon. I've called the U.S. Open, I've called the French Open just based on the way the contracts were, that CBS had the U.S. Open for so many years. And then the Tennis Channel got involved with the French Open. I ended up doing that for 15 years. That would be the one that ESPN, prior to that, NBC had it. But, maybe I'll just go as a fan one day. That might be
just
equally
announce
cool.
it from your seat.
Yeah. Just annoy all the people around me. Sir, be quiet, sir.
Would you eat strawberries and cream at Wimbledon, Ian?
I wouldn't. I don't eat strawberries, so I'm out. I'm out on strawberries.
Fascinating. Have you had the pimento and cheese sandwich at Augusta?
I don't eat pimento. I have a lot of issues.
Yes. Pimento. What about a mint julep at the Kentucky Derby? Have you had that?
Yeah, no, that I would have. That goes without saying. That has alcohol in it. Yeah, I heard that.
When you're watching that 83-point game, any part of you as just a broadcaster say, man, I wish I was calling this game right now?
Oh, yeah, completely. Eric Reed, who called it, and I know how much of his heart and soul went into it and how many years he's been doing it. And obviously Jason Jackson on the radio side. I get it. That's awesome. Those are awesome moments. The funny part about those kinds of moments, you don't show up at the arena that night thinking that history is going to unfold. And I think what I try to tell younger broadcasters when they ask my feelings and feedback on doing play-by-play is you have to approach the job with a sense of wonder that you might see something you've never seen before in your life when you show up for that event. And the hope is that people at home, whether they're watching on TV or if you're doing it on the radio, that they can feel that. They can feel that natural curiosity that you have. And they can feel the fact that you want to be there. You want to be in that chair. This is not a chore, that you're fortunate to be there to chronicle what's happening in front of you. So if you can maintain that and that energy, that enthusiasm, then those moments aren't out-of-body experiences. You just look up and think to yourself, man, I'm so lucky to have been here to document it.
And you have a famous voice. We were talking to Mike Biamonte, who's he's retiring PA announcer for the Heat. Yeah, so he's hanging it up. He called his last game. Do you do weddings or bar mitzvahs? Because has anybody ever asked you about that?
Yeah, I'm not above anything. That's well within my will. Wait, you have a quinceañera, Channing, that you want me to appear at? No problem.
I'm turning 43 in December. I might give you a call, Ian.
Man, you pay my rate, I'll come in any outfit you want me to be in.
That's excellent. Ian Eagle, be on the call tonight. Prime Video. Prime Video, by the way, has received a ton of praise, Ian, for the first season of NBA coverage. The studio shows have been really good. Yeah. Everyone's been happy with the product you guys have put out?
Oh, yeah. The feedback has been great. The picture quality is so insane. It's really, really strong. I think the studio crew that they put together and assembled just hit the ground running. And then the game crews, the big key to me was it's got to sound like the NBA. Does it sound like the NBA? Does it look like the NBA? Then fans exhale once they realize, oh, yeah, we're good. I can vibe with this. And then you just go do your thing. So not a whole lot has changed. Obviously, I did it for a long time on TNT, and they did a terrific job covering the NBA, but it's been a seamless transition. Everybody involved loves the league, and I do think that comes across in every form, whether it's on game coverage or back in the studio or the sidelines or what have you.
You get free Amazon Prime?
Yeah, we do not.
What?
That is Actually, yeah, that is something that they
ridiculous.
tell you right away.
That's
They
ridiculous.
tell you, hey, welcome on board. It's not free. So
That's crazy
okay.
to me.
That's not a problem.
Wow.
I'm all good with it. There are no issues whatsoever.
Very shocked to hear that. Ian Eagle, he will be on the call tonight.
Your stuff on
I am
me.
very shocked. Very shocked. Ian Eagle, watch him tonight. Prime Video again. Heat and Hornets play in, and hopefully the Heat can come out with a dub. You think there could be a surprise team out of the East, or you think it'll be Boston or Detroit?
No, I think there might be some surprises, and I wouldn't put anybody in 10 just yet. I think the East is going to be highly competitive. The West, to me, OKC is just such a machine, but San Antonio is not intimidated by them. And then obviously you have Denver and the championship pedigree there. So I wouldldn't just automatically assume that these matchups are all set. And I'm excited tonight to say Simone Fontecchio over and over again.
Very good.
Fun.
That's our guy. A little Pella Larson, a little Simone Fontecchio. What else does he need to know, Solana?
Well, would you consider throwing in a Mamma Tria if Simone hits a 3?
Let me think about that. No, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think that could go viral for the wrong reason.
No Mama Trias, you can guarantee that?
May not work. I don't think I'm going to say Mama Tria. No. But
well, if it gets out of hand, if it gets out of hand and you're looking for something, or give it to Stan. Stan will do it.
Yeah. No, Stan will do it. Stan will do it. He'll eat anything. Yeah, no, it's not a
Mikey, try it. Mikey will eat anything.
Exactly.
All right, Ian Eagle. We'll watch you tonight. Thanks, Ian.
All right, guys. Anytime. Have fun. See you.
Give it a shot with Mama Tria. That would have been good.
I like that.
All right, very good. We'll take a break here, and we'll come back with more Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
There are not a lot of people that said they could do anything at a high level for 80 years. You know who can? Ed Morris, celebrating 80 years in business. That's why my buddy, y'all know Teddy Morris. You see him on the commercials. Chris Atkins, who's the GM over there, and their amazing team at Ed Morris. I was over there yesterday. My son bust my windshield. I went over there. They serviced it. Great people, great humans. Watch out for you. Fast service. I'm telling you, you got to be backed by Morris. And right now they're celebrating their 80 years at Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac, commemorating this occasion by giving away special savings on Cadillac luxury. You got to check out these all-electric Cadillacs. All-electric 2026 Cadillac Optic for just $349 a month, and the all-electric 2025 Cadillac Lyrics for just $369 a month. Family owned and operated for 80 years. They know what they're doing. They take care of their customers. That's the cheat code, is how they take care of their customers. You should become one, because I am. Don't miss out on the 80th year anniversary savings. Go see my friends at Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac. They're the 6th-time dealer of the year off Sunrise Boulevard and the Sawgrass Expressway. You can't miss the lot. You can't miss the cars. They're beautiful, and the people are amazing. Visit sawgrasscadillac.com. And remember, I tell you all the time, it's a special feeling to be backed by Morris, from the trade-in to the sale to the lease. After you get the car to service, they email you, they text you, they watch out for you. Visit EdmoreSawgrassCadillac.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
My metabolic age is 15.
Yeah, well, your metabolic IQ is 15 as well. I'm ready. You ready? I see Chaz is ready.
Chaz was ready.
Everybody's ready for the 3:00 hour. By the way, WQAM's Whiskey Stars and Cigars, presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall, returns Friday, May 8th. We want you to come out, have some fun with the entire staff at Tabacón Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. Enjoy a nice Scotch whiskey from Johnny Walker and a smooth cigar from Drew Estate. The event is free. You just come on by. The last two have been fantastic. You can get all the info right now at WQAM.com. Got to be 21 or older, but it is May 8th, Tabacón Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. Whiskey, Stars, and Cigars. It's presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. 4 brands, 1 location. Your local Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Chevy dealer. The way I'm saying Tabacón, there was someone that texted in, Solana wants you to say Jordi Alba at least once an hour.
Jordi Alba.
Jordi Alba. Love the way you said that. Jordi Alba. Everybody excited for the play-in tonight, or?
I am
too. Like, I don't know.
I'm nervous.
Nervous? Why? You like, it wouldn't be shocking if they lost.
No, well, that's why I'm nervous. I could see this game playing out. You said it yesterday. This team's so schizophrenic, you just don't know. I could see this game looking a lot like the last time the Heat were in Charlotte on March 17th, which is in that third quarter. You just the wheels come off.
But when you say nervous, like, I know this is a terrible thing to say on the night of a play-in. Would that be the worst thing in the world if the wheels come off and it puts a definitive exclamation point on this season and probably the...
No, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I think the Heat can win a title. I'm with Crowder because I know what you're going to say, Crowder. This team, the roster is not well constructed to go compete. I'm not disagreeing with that sentiment.
It's just not good enough.
It's just not. I'm also in agreement with Heat fans who believe that losing today would ultimately be better for the future. I think that's a fair argument. And I understand why, after 4 straight years of the play-in tournament, anybody would feel that way. I understand it. But me, and I'm putting aside that I work for the broadcast and that I get paid at least 6 more times as I make the playoffs. I'm putting that aside. As a Heat fan, you're telling me I get to watch a playoff series versus not watch a playoff series?
I'm with you.
I'm picking the playoff series, even if it was like last year against Cleveland, because I don't want the season to be over yet.
Yep, every time.
I'm not ready for the season to be over yet.
You know what? And the emotion behind it. And I just love like game 7s, like one and done type situations. I love it because guys are going to play their tails off. So I like to see the energy and the excitement. Also, I'm going to defend Solana here, and I hate when I do this because he's going to say something goofy afterwards. He's had season tickets for 20 years. He covers the Heat, so he's put probably 1,000 hours in with preheat and what's it called, the toasty, the toasty at the end. So the preheat and the toasty and the mid, and I hear him talking all the time.
Toasty at the end. That's what it's called.
I hear him talking all the time. He's put so much effort into this. I can see him being emotional behind it. I like to watch good basketball games, so I'm excited. I'm not nervous at all.
I'm excited too. This is the postseason because it is post-regular season, even though it's not the playoffs yet. But yeah, I'd like to see them win and then play another one on Friday and win that one and play Sunday. Why not? I got nothing else to do. There's no Panthers playoffs. Yeah, it was fun watching the Marlins last night. I enjoy the Marlins, but come on. Let's Solano's just taking a picture of ESPN stat up there. Playoff experience among the top 7 players on the team. Heat, 278 games of experience. The Hornets tonight, goose egg.
I'm going to use that like it's my own stat later. Let's see what you got, Tommy Tig. Can you top that one?
They do have experience on their side. They have coaching on their side.
Yeah.
What do they have going against them? Obviously, Ian Eagle said it in the last segment. Charlotte's a better roster. But there was an interesting thing that he pointed out. Charlotte's excited about being in the play-in. And that hit me because I hadn't thought about that. Our entire goal the entire season was to stay out of the play-in. This is a disappointment for the Heat players, Heat fans as well. But for Heat players, this is a disappointment. That Charlotte team is fired up. That fan base is fired up. Like, this is their step towards the resurgence, and they're excited about what the team did in the second half and whatever. You've got two totally different vibes going into this particular game tonight.
I don't want to be here. I'm excited to be here. I'll take the excited team.
Yeah. I mean, that it does make a difference, I think. Like,
Huge difference.
You're jacked up. You can't believe on our home court, no less. And then you've got, one team trudging from Miami yesterday to get on an airplane to go to Charlotte in a game that they thought they'd be able to avoid this entire season.
And Charlotte debuted their, the Heat do white hot.
Yeah.
Charlotte debuted their playoff theme. It's effing badass, man.
Is it? What is it?
Protect the Hive.
I don't like it.
I like it.
The Hive.
Yeah, I got it. Hornets.
The Hornets.
Yeah, I got it.
They're going to be buzzing, Buzz City.
Yeah.
Protect the Hive.
Nah. Corny.
Wow. Oh, I bet you love Purple Shirt Guy back in 2016, too.
Purple Shirt Guy did have it going on.
Is it better than White Hot? White Hot. That's a phrase.
White Hot changed the game.
Yeah.
Protect the Hive. I mean, that's been done. Any team that's got a bee as their mascot,
Yeah,
they all play in the Hive.
What's another? Name me one more team that has a B. as a
Yellow
mascot.
Jackets, Georgia.
They do protect the Hive.
Yeah. You said name another team that's got a B.
But I'm saying they
Well, I just did what you asked me to do, and then you attacked me for it.
Plus Yellow Jackets don't have hives.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I was hoping I could get.
I don't think you knew a Yellow Jacket was a bee.
I've been stung by a Yellow Jacket.
I
before.
think you thought it was like a Master's green jacket.
I've been
Actually,
it was an actual jacket.
Fellas, a hornet or a yellow jacket is not a bee. A bee's a bee.
No. I mean, an insect that stings you.
Flying insect that stings.
Yeah, I'm just putting it in the category.
I think they're all the part of the bee family.
No.
I don't know. But I know
They're not.
hives are dying out, and it's a major problem.
Bee movie. That's a good movie. Bee movie with Seinfeld.
That was a funny movie.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, they're all wasps,
Oh,
not bees.
Told you.
They're all wasps.
you're saying that weird.
Yeah, wasps.
You got funny. You got funny ways of talking. You said allocate. Allocate earlier. It's allocate.
Insects as their mascot. These are teams with stinging insects as their mascots. Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. I had that. Charlotte Hornets. And, of course, the Salt Lake Bees. When I was growing up, the NASL, National Association of Soccer League. No, North American Soccer League. The Chicago Sting was the team that I rooted for.
That's a good name. Bees is a pretty corny mascot. Got lazy. It's like naming your team name the Whales.
There was a wrestler named Sting.
That is correct.
There's a golfer named B. Horschel. All right, let's get headlines here. Dave Williamson, comedian, is going to join us this hour. Headlines brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
The Marlins also play tonight, Game 2 in Atlanta. I said Yuri had a great game yesterday, and somebody corrected me on the text line because he didn't have a great outing yesterday.
He did not.
And I knew that because I listened to Steven Strom on with Tobin earlier, so they talked about the game yesterday. But the Marlins won, and I just associated the two together. I did not watch the game yesterday, but the Marlins do play.
Yuri's got
tonight.
a good lid, a good salad, and they brought in a reliever yesterday. I tried to take a picture with my camera, and he was gone. By the time I realized it, do you know the reliever I'm talking about, Jimmy? I think he pitched the 8th inning, maybe, because Bender pitched the 9th. Maybe it was the 8th. This dude had a salad.
Was it Nardi?
I don't know. Somebody look up the guy with the salad.
The salad.
Yeah, Jimmy, check out on your computer there. Guys with salads.
Lake.
No.
I wasn't
Use your
going.
phone. don't use the station computer.
Call from IT.
Lake Bacar.
I don't know. Does he have just a massive head of hair?
I mean, this dude's got a flow working, man. Like a Joe Dirt vibe a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude was throwing, man. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, there was some humidity last night in Atlanta, and it was like, woof. Got a text from Vic Bermudez, the Killer Bees.
Oh,
the wrestlers.
Well,
no, the Killer Bees was
the
Dolphins.
The Dolphins defense
Kimbo
as
Camper's
well.
defense.
Right, but he said
the
Killer
wrestlers.
Bees tag team. No, well, that's what Victor said. Killer Bees, the tag team wrestling group.
Oh, they had wrestling. I'm thinking about
Bo Camper,
Brzezinski's Bo, and Baumhauer.
Yeah, Bob Baumhauer.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Victor Bermudez, by the way. Celebrating a birthday today.
Really?
Yep.
Ooh, Peptide Vic.
I saw him on Saturday.
You saw Vic?
Yeah, I saw Vic.
How'd he look? All jacked up?
All jacked up.
Yeah. Roided out.
Yep, definitely.
Peptides. That's what they call them nowadays, Hawk. Peptides.
El Peptide.
Where'd you see him at, Jimmy? The gym? You didn't like that one.
What were you door dashing him some syringes?
No, I was at a flag football game.
Boy, that begs more questions, but nah, go ahead with the headlines.
No,
it's fine.
It's
good.
fine.
I want to leave that as a mystery.
I'm gonna add something to the circle back list for the summer when we've run the gamut of things we have talked about already. I want to list top 10 places you're least likely to see Jimmy at. We've got one on the top 10 already. The gym.
Top 10 places you are least likely to see Jimmy. That is a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Are we shooting? I'm shooting. I got some bullets right now. Are we gonna wait?
No, we're waiting. It's on the circle back list.
Speed dating.
In the cockpit of the airplane that you're flying somewhere. How would you feel if Jimmy was in the captain's seat and gave you a little wave?
I'll wait for the 8 o'clock. I'm good.
The Panthers did win yesterday. I'll just give you my take really quickly. I'm only bummed out. Listen, man, the Panthers, like you said, this year it is what it is. They're going to be in contention next year as long as they're healthy. All that's true. I'm not upset with Zito or Paul Maurice. I'm not upset with them.
No, you couldn't be. How could you be?
You can't be. But this ends up being just a wasted season if they don't keep their first round pick.
No, totally disagree.
Yeah.
Totally disagree. The season and the off season is about getting everyone healthy at 100% and giving them some actual time off, which they haven't had. You can't tell me that if they don't get their first round draft pick, it's a wasted season. They've won the championship 2 seasons in a row without that draft pick. They've got a roster that is stacked. Do you want the pick? Sure. But they didn't tank the whole season. Now, had they chosen to tank the entire season in order to keep their pick, then I'm with you. Bad decision. They tried to make the playoffs. That's how badass Paul Maurice and this organization are. They tried, as banged up as they were, they tried to make the playoffs up until the very end when it was too late. So if they had tanked from game one, saying, hey, Barkov's going to be out for the season, there's no point in us trying to put together a miracle season. It just can't happen. So let's give everyone rest and let's put everybody on ice and let's do the whole maintenance program, then I would say to you, okay, you did something all season long to attain something. It didn't happen. But they tried this season. So I would disagree with you on that.
And this team's success next year, they're going to be favored in the East, is not depending on a rookie they get at number 8.
Totally agree.
It's not. But I still think it was pretty evident at a much earlier stage that this just wasn't going to happen this year. And I'm not discrediting Paul Maurice for being a badass.
They just don't think that way.
Right.
I'm not disagreeing that it was evident. They don't think that way, period. And you can't take issue with it because they've been to 3 Stanley Cups in a row.
And because I credit the Heat for doing the exact same thing.
Right.
Not tanking. And I'm crediting the Panthers for having that mentality because I think that's important. Like it goes to the Dolphins conversation, which is, hey, don't approach your first season as let's be as bad as possible, because I think there's value in building a winning culture. I really do believe that type of nonsense. But at a certain point, you had a first round pick guaranteed if you rested more of your guys, and the Panthers didn't. That's fine. We can love them for that. But I do think I'm willing to call this a wasted season if you don't end up with that pick, that lottery protected pick, top 8 protected pick, because then it just means you had a season where you missed the playoffs and nothing happened.
No, Solana, there's no worthless win. You say you love the winning culture and the mentality Paul Maurice has. There's no worthless wins. Because if you look at the totality, like you're saying, this is a worthless win. Like what that game last night's it's only going to change their draft stock. That's what it's going to do. It's not a worthless win when everybody in that building is trying to win every second on the ice. That's what the culture is.
Yeah, but think about how good they've been drafting over the years, right? Like I know it was a different regime that drafted Barkov, but Zito's such a great GM. He hasn't been able to draft anybody.
I would rephrase it then. It's not a wasted season if they aren't able to keep their draft pick. It would be a bonus to this season, though, if they were able to keep their draft pick. Yeah. That's I would just rephrase it, because yes, Bill Zito will find someone or turn that draft pick into someone who's valuable to the team. There's no question. But to play the season the way that they played the season, I just wouldn't say it's a wasted season if they're unable to keep their draft pick. But it would be a great bonus if they were able to keep it.
And I'm not mad at them by that. Like I want to point that out. I'm not upset with the Panthers. I get it, man. But yesterday I'm watching that game and I'm saying, really? Like we're going to start winning games now? We're going to start winning games? I know the Rangers stink, but just come on. We're right there.
It's not starting to win games now. They've been up and down all season long. They've scrapped all season long. They never got the winning streak going that they needed at one point to be a viable option for the playoffs. But this is the season that they've played all season long. They didn't do anything different at the end.
Hey, remember that dunk contest show that Shaq is a part of with TNT?
Yeah.
Mac McClung is going to take his talents to the Dunkman competition.
Might as well, man. Make your money.
That's his specialty.
That's his wheelhouse.
But doesn't he have so much to lose? He's won the NBA slam dunk competition 3 times. And he's not a really good NBA player.
Yeah, but he doesn't make millions of dollars. So if they say to him, hey, if you want to be in this league, you'll get $250,000. What's he got to lose? Yeah, his NBA reputation?
He's in what was that? The And One tour?
Yeah.
Skip to my Lou and all. He's a dunker. He's known as nobody respects his basketball game. He's a dunker.
Yeah.
All right, guys. The Heat and Hornets will tip off at 7:30, as we discussed. The Marlins tonight, you can hear that game on AM 560. And speaking of the Florida Panthers, they end their regular season tomorrow. They host the Detroit Red Wings, final regular season game of the season.
Yeah.
Take Paul Maurice, tell him to lose for you, Solana.
Listen, Paul, I love you and I love the 2 trophies, but what a wasted season you put together.
This Red Wings game.
I need you to embrace the loser mentality that I have.
They should have given him an early vacation to Paul Maurice. Hey, you deserve it.
Let the coach take vacation.
Early vacation for Paul Maurice.
I've never heard of that.
Solana, could you whoop Paul Maurice?
Whoop him and what? If Paul Maurice was barehanded and I had a bazooka, I think I'd still take Paul Maurice.
Right. Like, what could I whoop Paul Maurice in? I'm going to say Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry, Yahtzee.
The little Trivial Pursuit cars that they have at Flanagan's.
Yeah.
I will take Paul Maurice to the woodshed on those.
I don't know. He seems like he has like sneaky, just random intelligence. Like he knows things.
Yes, I think I know more though. I think I know more. I think his answer all the time, would be like, who was the 42nd person to scale Mount Everest? And he would like, it's just Mount Everest. And he would think that that's the answer, where I would have an actual guess. It was a Sherpa.
I got him in spades.
Could you beat him in spades? No doubt. There's no spades being played on a hockey charter.
No.
Yeah. But he's got you on ice fishing. And I know you're a good fisherman, but he's got you for ice fishing.
No, he's too loud. He's too aggressive. He has no patience.
You been ice fishing?
Yeah, like if ice fished this when I went to Minnesota skiing.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Where you sit on the ice and you drill a hole into the.
Listen, I'm going to find the picture and show it to y'all. Me and Little Chan sitting in a tent.
Unbelievably unenjoyable.
10 degrees, sitting in a tent. Me and Little Chan next to each other with our little poles and two little holes next to each other.
That's crazy. And do you have to drill the hole yourself or someone does that?
No, I have a hole driller I'm hiring.
I don't know. Like, who's got a drill? Who's got an ice fisherman
drill? Ice fishermen have ice fishing.
It's got to be like a decent sized hole. It's not like just a like it's yeah.
It's probably
probably like right, yeah.
Probably like 12 inches across.
And what are you fishing for in the ice? Some special breed of ice fish?
Special breed. No. The fish, this is gonna blow your mind. The fish that are in the lake when it's not frozen are still in the lake when it freezes over.
I'll bet. Get out of here.
We have pike, pickerel, crappie, catfish.
And you just sit out there on the ice.
Listen, I'll be honest, it's not the most enjoyable fishing I've ever done in my life.
Right. It sounds terrible.
You sit in 10-degree weather and you just stare at a little bitty pole about 18 inches and just hold it in a hole and then you talk.
Like, I can understand the Inuit having to do it because they had to eat. But I can't understand a human who lives in warm weather that has a Publix available going to fish on a frozen lake.
I don't know. Even the Inuit just migrate south.
Fair.
All their problems would have been solved. Just walk.
Did they have problems?
What is their problems? The ice? They figured it out.
Like that's where they live.
Like home turf.
Well, yeah.
I guess, but it just seems so challenging.
Well, right. You would not be a good Inuit.
No.
You could be kicked out of the community.
Right.
Like you'd fend for yourself. You would actually be bait for their ice fishing.
They would kick you out the igloo so fast.
They would be chopping you up into little pieces for about 20 years. I'm almost out of that Solana bait. All right. Anything else, Solana? Did you do the weather?
Crowder ice fishing, making his 10-year-old son or 12-year-old son go ice fishing.
Brutal.
That's terrible.
Can't think of anything worse.
Y'all don't have a loving connection. That's our bonding time.
Nah, he hates you.
Tell me.
Right now in South Florida, as we get to weather, it's 79 degrees. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the low 70s. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storms roll in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate.
All right. Dave Williamson, you looking for your picture?
Yes, I am. I got too many pictures.
Did you find it? You can just search Minnesota, because it'll be geotagged for you.
Or how about search ice fishing?
Right. Like it knows. Like
hit select.
That's right. Hit select and then delete all. It's select all, and then you see that little trash can to the bottom right?
Look at there.
Did you find it? Oh my god, you guys are in, like, some
The
A little
shoulder to
tent.
shoulder.
like, you guys look miserable. Oh my god, what a terrible day. You had to bring a shelter? It was that cold?
It was 10 degrees.
My god, what's wrong
Here
with
goes
you?
Chan. Here goes little Chan drilling the hole.
Oh my god, the worst. I don't wanna see this.
You paid to do that.
No, wow, my buddy. That's my buddy right there. That's kicking the ice over.
This is I literally couldn't think of a worse hobby. Is it called a hobby? Is that a hobby?
We think of it as a job.
Man,
It's
what
a
and you
competition
guys are
between
on
us and the fish.
vacation? You're on vacation.
Yeah. We skied in the morning, and then about 4 p.m. we go ice fishing till dark.
Oh. Good God, man.
Good God, man.
Anyway, Dave Williamson is going to join us in the next segment. Comedian. He's going to be performing here in Miami on Thursday night at the Improv at Doral. So don't go anywhere. I'm going to need you to look up at some point so that you know it's your time to do a commercial. I know you're enthralled with your own with your own pictures.
What we got?
I need you to lock in just a little bit here. Get your mind out of the ice fishing and lock in just a touch.
I was trying to find a picture of the two crappie and the catfish we bought.
No one's interested. We saw the
okay.
drilling. We saw the shelter. It's just a miserable experience. I can't imagine anyone willingly doing that.
I'm going to take you for your birthday next year.
And then what do you do with the fish that you catch?
You eat them.
I'm just checking. I don't know.
What
Maybe
are
you
you
throw them
gonna
right
do? Throw
back
them in
down
the
the hole.
road? Give them to a bird? You eat them.
Throw them back.
No, I got it. I put them on the boat, put them in the hot grease.
Man. What a brutal afternoon for the fish. He's in ice cold water, then he's in hot grease. I mean, no middle ground.
I'll warm him up. Don't worry. You cold, I'll warm you up.
Dave Williamson is next.
Y'all, if your garage door is outdated, damaged, or not hurricane ready, don't wait. You have to call Allied Doors. They've been serving South Florida since 1966. That's 60 years. This amazing, trusted family owned and operated this wonderful business. Don't have a beautiful home. You see these big houses. I see them all the time. And a terrible garage door. Don't do that. Call Allied Doors. Huge in-stock inventory. They can do same-day service. Custom impact-rated doors built to protect and upgrade your home fast. They are the best. It's already in stock. They'll get it fast, get your house looking beautiful, and it's protected hurricane impact doors. I'm telling you, they have the best LiftMaster openers. Yes, LiftMaster. They are built to perform. I'm telling you, y'all have them old yang, 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 yang. Oh, listen, I've seen it all. We use them at our personal home, investment properties that we use Allied Doors. If you want to get your garage doors set anywhere, you got to call Allied Doors today. 954-942-8550. Visit allied-doors.com. If you mention this ad, you'll get $300 off. I'm telling you, don't wait. Hurricane season is coming. Call Allied Doors today.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
Khalil?
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Dave, you got me? Hello? You hear me?
You guys hear me?
Yeah, you don't hear me? You don't hear me? You got me? Hello?
It's 1-855.
Hey, chat, do you hear me? Bigotes, do you hear me? Jeez, what happened to all this?
Leads and extraordinary deals are waiting just beyond the gates at Toyota of Hollywood. Discover sweet surprises.
Hey, Dave, you don't hear me? You got me, Bigotes?
Just $17,988. Yes, $17,988 for a 2025 Corolla. Step into a magically marvelous deal with 0% APR financing for 72 months, 0 down. And if you earn at least $500 a week, we want to say, yes, you're approved. Follow the path in our showroom, where every turn brings surprise, delight, and a world of wonder.
Yeah, I hear Dave too, but he doesn't hear me. You got me, Dave? Hello?
Looks like you guys can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Yeah.
You're on 26BZ 13.
All right, I guess I'm running the show, dude.
$899 dealer
People are,
registration and
people are saying that they can't hear you guys, but they can hear
I'm
me.
Bob
I'm taking it over.
founder
This
and
is
chairman of
airwave
Burke
takeover.
America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into
Is that what's happening?
brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform.
All right. I guess
American
I'm running the show,
take our
guys.
technology to a whole new level with
Scripted
digital
anymore.
marketing, software development,
We'd like
and
to
business
welcome our next
insights
guest,
to our key
Dave
markets,
Williamson, to the
appliances,
airwaves.
HVAC,
Apparently,
and outdoor power equipment,
Crowder
and digital
and
both
Hoch
on time
had
and
to
on
go,
budget.
take a bathroom break, and this is their
AmericanEagle.com
way of
has
being all
resources,
professional
experience,
and
and
just
talent
throwing it to
needed
me.
to
They could have
produce
given me a heads up. I would have
Our
been
new
super
technology
prepared.
platform,
That's what
developed by
happens when you eat
AmericanEagle.com, has produced
McRibs
tremendous
as
results
your
with
main
higher
diet.
traffic, conversion,
I
engagement,
could really
and
go a
online
whole
revenue.
hour.
If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly
now he's
recommend
got these terrible
AmericanEagle.com.
Call
these terrible life
AmericanEagle.com
choices,
at
like putting
773
ketchup
Network.
on
AmericanEagle.com,
cheesesteaks.
773 Network.
And I mean, if you guys are down with it, we could just spend
a family legal matter.
Okay, here's
Call
Hochman
Cordell and
calling again.
Cordell
He wants
today
to
at
run the show from
1-855
here.
Get legal or visit
Hey.
CordellCordell.com to schedule your
I
consultation.
can't.
There's a lot on the line.
I can't hear. I can't
This
hear
is
you
Joe
guys
Cordell
now.
of Cordell and Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand
MacBook
that
Pro microphone, and
way.
it's telling me that
Divorce touches all areas of your life.
it's reading
Your home,
reading me.
savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
MacBook Pro microphone. Do you have an?
Yeah, because I don't because I'm not using headphones or anything. I'm just using my.
Yeah, and you don't hear me, right? On coming from your computer?
No, but the commenters on social media say they hear me, but they don't hear you guys.
Right. The problem is you're not going to hear us during the interview if you can't hear us.
Right.
Yeah.
And can you disconnect and reconnect really quickly, and we'll see if that might just do it. Just come back into the stream, like leave and come back in.
Yep, on it.
Cool.
Is a new way to advertise that prioritizes your bottom line. Our AI-driven technology looks past the noise to find the customers most likely to buy your product. It's smarter, faster, and designed for real-world results. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game. Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug! Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down. Hey!
What about now? You hear me?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Awesome. All right, cool. We're coming back in couple seconds here. All right. Thank you, man. Sorry about that.
All good.
Traffic on WQAM is sponsored by Lexus of Kendall and Lexus of West Kendall. Your home for the best price on luxury. Now featuring the all-new Lexus TX 3-row SUV in stock and on sale now. Call 305 Kendall today.
Traffic starting to build in Miami-Dade along the Palmetto northbound from Northwest 74th Street to 122nd Street. Also, police activity slowing you down. It's along US 27 southbound right as you approach Chrome Avenue, affecting 2 of your right lanes. That's traffic. I'm Malia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
We've got plenty of ways for you to listen to your favorite shows and favorite teams on WQAM.
How is that, if I may ask?
We're at FM 104.3, or you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps. Check it out now.
Dave Williamson is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Very funny comedian. If you're an old school Le Batard show fan, Dave is the person who birthed Mark Hochman's sports comic. His resume, along with a lot of other stuff. He's toured with Bert Kreischer, and he's obsessed with barbecue, which you would know if you follow Dave on social media. And you can follow him on all your social media platforms at Dave W. Comedy. Dave W. Comedy. And Dave's performing at the Doral Improv Thursday night. This Thursday night. MiamiImprov.com is the website where you can get tickets. MiamiImprov.com. He is a Miami guy, so it's a homecoming for him. Although you see the hat that he's wearing says El Segundo. He's a California guy now. He's a Cali guy.
Look at this hair now, dude. I'm all
we were just talking during the last segment because Crowder, he's an outdoorsman. But Dave, you're an outdoorsman. You're like, loves grilling. He's always behind the grill. And did you play water polo at Auburn?
I did. Yeah, I played water polo at Auburn. But I played before that. I played at Palmetto High School. And during my homecoming this weekend is my 30th high school reunion.
Oh, wow.
I'm happy to announce that after several years of hard work, I have finally joined the ranks of Jeff Bezos, Kimbo Slice, Rohan Marley, a current Supreme Court justice, and among many others, to finally make Palmetto High School's Wikipedia page as notable alumni.
Wow. That's a big deal.
There we go.
That's worth a flex, man.
And it didn't get taken down this time.
But who added you? You?
It wasn't me this time.
But as an outdoorsy guy and an athletic guy, Crowder, the same, loves being outdoors and hunting and fishing. And we were just talking in the last segment. He took his son. I was making fun of people who would go ice fishing, and he showed us pictures of him and his son ice fishing. Would you ever do that? That seems like an unbelievably miserable experience.
I don't do cold weather very warm, so that might be where I'll do anything to try it once. I did just take a gig that's not until September, but it doesn't pay very much at all. It's not a gig I would normally take. Matter of fact, it sounded like a hell gig the way they pitched it to me, but I get to do 2 days of fly fishing while I'm there. So I took the gig just to go fly fishing with people who are good at it and can take me to do some legit fly fishing.
You ever do fly fishing, Crowder?
Yeah, I lived on the Chattahoochee River growing up, right in Georgia.
I don't know what fly fishing is, to be quite honest. Something to do with the reel and the hands around. Yeah. These fisher people, they get too cutesy, Oh, this is a special cast where you got to go like this. It's enough already. You go to Publix, get your fish.
Man, I think I've told you guys before, but I got to invite Crowder down, dude. I was just in Key West for the Key West Invitational, which is it's become a very elite barbecue competition. But the thing that's cool about it is in addition to just the barbecue competition where they give you the proteins and you got to cook ribs and you cook ribeye and you cook sausage was one of the proteins, turkey. Every year they give you different proteins and you got to compete by cooking it and turning it in and traditionally being judged. But they also have a fishing tournament day. And then the day after the fishing tournament, they have a sandbar party where they set up a bunch of smokers and grills on the sandbar and people come out and you cook what you catch on the sandbar and then you get people's choice votes for that. So that would be a barbecue competition right up. Crowder would be in heaven. You would think he died. It was in heaven those 3 days.
Cooking, fishing, and partying? Man, they'll change it to the Crowder Invitational. That's right up my alley, man.
They checked all 3 boxes on that one.
Hey, a little sponsorship can make a name change real quick.
Are you more comfortable on stage doing comedy or behind a grill?
I think for a long time, I would tell you, stage always comes number one. Comedy is always going to be the main passion and the focus. But barbecue is creeping up there, man. It's taken over a lot of my bandwidth these days and just becoming a bigger part of my passion. And really, I think the answer is both, not to cop out and give you like an easy answer, but I'm finding more and more ways to meld the two these days. You know, I'm, getting hired to go to these barbecue competitions and host events there, or do comedy at the barbecue stuff, or do barbecue at my comedy stuff.
Do you find people are coming to the comedy shows who know you from barbecue and like the grilling videos and the podcast and all that stuff?
Well, I sell my all-purpose seasoning and rub as my merch after the shows, and I'll have people come to the show because they're out of my seasoning. They're like, "Oh, we saw you're gonna be in town. We're gonna make a real effort to go because we got to re-up on the Meet Dave rub."
You have to be the only comedian whose merch is seasonings, right? Because everybody's got T-shirts and CDs and DVDs.
Pretty much,
sell seasonings.
Yeah, there's like a hot sauce guy out there, and that's about it, man. Me and him.
hey, Dave, because you're a headliner, but I open for people every now and again.
Yeah.
What's the thought of the dude asked me to open, and I sent him my first 2 jokes, and he was kind of like, "Yeah, never mind. Just come to the show. I'll give you a ticket." Is that a good thing or bad thing?
Man, he already gave me the offer. Why'd you send him the jokes? Like,
well, it was a roast for somebody I don't know. So he just sent me his Instagram. He was like, "Hey, this the guy, roast him a little bit up front and then do 10." Yeah. So he sent me the video and my jokes. I was like, would he be uncomfortable with me telling these jokes? He was like, "Never mind, bro. Just come to the show."
It sounds like you dodged a bullet. It's probably smart for you to send the jokes then, because you don't want to find out at the roast that it ain't that kind of roast, you know? Some people don't understand that a roast is supposed to be like, you're supposed to destroy them. Like, there's supposed to be no rules, you know? Years ago, I was contacted by a mega church in South Florida, and they asked me if I could come and roast their pastor for National Pastor Appreciation Day or something like that. And I was like, I don't know about that. And then I got offered another gig like the same week. And I'm like, you know what? I'll do it. You know, I'm like, I'm already going to be in town. They're going to pay me a good paycheck. I'm like, I'll do it. So I was like, I need you guys to send me information about this pastor so that I can write jokes specifically about him. So they take a week and they send me like 50 things about him. But none of it was stuff I could use. It was all just like, Pastor Travis likes helping people find Jesus. It was like stuff like that. I was like, no, I need like information, you know? And so they were like, well, let me see if his kids can come up with some stuff. So they put me in touch with his kids, and his kids sent me great stuff. They were like, oh, our dad's terrified of dogs. I'm like, all right, I can work with this, you know? Like, I could go. So then I go on YouTube and I watch some of the guy's videos, some of his sermons. And he comes out, and the dude looks like if Toby Keith worked at Abercrombie and Fish and wished that he was Guy Fieri. Like, that's what the guy looked like. Like, he had like bleached ends, and I'm like, how are they having a hard? I'm like, I got it from here. Like, you know. And I don't know if the guy liked it or not, but I annihilated him.
Because I saw you once open for Bert Kreischer, who does huge venues. What's the biggest venue you've ever played, and how'd it go?
We did Red Rocks twice and was sold out. I think that's like 10,000 people.
And that's an iconic venue. Like,
amazing.
Like when you're on stage at Red Rocks, are you pinching yourself? Like, how am I doing this?
You know, we had already done some big venues, and I kind of told myself it wasn't a big deal. I kind of told myself that what's really, like, if you've already done a 5,000 seat venue, what's the difference between 5 and 10,000 at that point? It's just a sea of people, you know? But something about Red Rocks is definitely special. It didn't hit me till I walked out onto the stage and actually looked up and saw all those people. And then when I got the first laugh, and that sea of laughter just pours
like an
down
auditorium or not even an arena laugh, like that's rare.
It just pours down the acoustics there, because because we also did the Tampa Bay Lightning arena, which was a lot of people. It's probably pretty close to that, like 8,000 to 9,000 people. But an auditorium, an arena, you're up on a stage and the floor people are down and then everyone's there. Red Rocks, everybody is higher than you. They're all looking down on you. So it's just like you feel so small compared to them. It's unreal. And the coolest thing about it, being a Florida guy and also a guy who went to Auburn, I have a lot of ties to being a fan of Jimmy Buffett. And Buffett was there the night before us and the night after us. And Bert, also being from Tampa, said, "Hey, we're big Jimmy Buffett fans. Tell Jimmy he doesn't have to strike his stage for our show. He can leave it." So Jimmy Buffett left the bongos and the fake pelican and the sand. And so I got to walk out and perform at Red Rocks in front of Jimmy Buffett's band's setup.
That's super cool. That's awesome. Well, Dave Williamson's going to be at the Improv in Doral on Thursday. You can get tickets at miamiimprov.com. He is a South Florida guy, and he's here for your reunion, I guess, 30-year reunion. But he's going to shoehorn in a comedy gig at the Improv while he's here. But I know you're a huge Dolphins fan. How do you feel about Malik Willis being the quarterback and Jeff Hafley the new head coach?
Well, Malik Willis actually was an Auburn Tiger. He went to Auburn. It didn't work out, and then he ended up at Liberty. And so it's kind of cool that he's become full circle back into my fandom. But I don't know. I'm pretty stoked about it. I was a little upset at first because I was like, what are we doing? This is just going to be another start the process over again with some guys I'm not excited about or know anything about. But everything I've heard, I'm kind of stoked. I feel like they're not making the sexy choices, but they're making the right choices. And maybe that's me just being a dumb Dolphins fan once again and falling for it and drinking the Kool-Aid. But I'm kind of stoked. Should I be?
I don't know. I guess so. We like what Hafley and Sullivan have done in the front office, and remains to be seen on Malik Willis. Everybody seems to be high on him.
Well, I don't think that they're married to him is the thing, right? It's like if it doesn't go well after a year, they're like, all right, cool. Now we know we got to draft a guy. Like, I think it's best case scenario that, we're not just spending another year of Tua and kicking the ball down the road. Is like, it's got a lot of it's a lot how I approach my fantasy team when I build my fantasy team. Go for the high upside guys, but you don't stay emotionally connected, right?
Yeah, they got him for 2, Dave. Quickly, Dave, on the way out, at your reunion, are you going to be honest with the people that you know from your kid's age? Or like if you see somebody that fell apart, are you going to be like, oh, you look great, buddy? Or are you going to tell them the truth?
Well, I don't know if we've had drinks together before, Crowder, but I get pretty honest after 3 or 4 IPAs. The other thing too is I'm really loud. So even if I'm trying to be quiet, there's gonna be some girl who's just like, I'm right here, I can hear you, And we had the thing I'm more scared of is we had nicknames for everybody. So I'm just worried about those nicknames leaking, and I can't not screw. Like my friend who's running the reunion, my friend Sam Nessel, she texted me the other day and goes, "Oh my God, did Rob Lauderman die?" And I go, "What are you talking about?" Like, I was like, because he's my good friend and he didn't die, but I guess somehow his name got on the list of people that were deceased, And so I wrote her back and I went, "Yes, he imploded on that submarine that was checking out the Titanic. How do you not know this?" And I said that because I thought it was the most ridiculous thing that she would know I was kidding. And she goes, "Oh my God, did he have a family?" And I said, "Yes, but his wife was about to leave him because he kept spending his money on hot air balloons and submarine rides." and then I had ChatGPT Photoshop a picture of him just next to the sub. That's all it was. It was just him next to the sub. And she was like, "This is so sad. I feel terrible." And I didn't have the heart to keep it going, but I should have played it all the way through the reunion.
Yeah, I don't know why I find that to be such a great joke, because it's really awful on a lot of levels, but it's a great joke, especially if you would have let it sit there through the reunion.
Well, I decided that if Rob's not showing up, but if Rob was showing up, I was gonna keep the joke going and tell him it was a theme party and have him show up dressed in like an astronaut outfit or something.
Dave Williamson. Catch him Thursday night at the Improv in Doral. MiamiImprov.com to get tickets. Dave W. Comedy on social media to see all his clips and his merch and all the fun stuff that he brings to the table. He's a good dude. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah. Love you guys.
There you go, Dave Williamson. Let's take a break, and the 4 o'clock hour will be next.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
Got a horse running at Saratoga? Give me anything. You got a lottery ticket? You got some numbers? What do you got?
W
Little Jimmy Buffett, just like Dave Williamson was talking about. All right, let me do the stock market report here as we begin the 4 o'clock hour. Touch late stock market report, sponsored by Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. Nice day on Wall Street, couple back-to-back nice days. Dow Jones up 317 points. S&P 500 up over a full percent, 81 points. And the NASDAQ up almost 2%, up 455 points. So that's a good on Wall Street. I see you smiling. You love a positive day.
Love a good. I still do it every time at 4 o'clock. I open up my app to see what's going on.
I do as well.
Yeah.
So we'll get to 15 minutes of heat and headlines because John Crotty is going to join us this hour, and I want to make sure that we have time for him. But there is some breaking news. Diana Russini has resigned from The Athletic. Now, Diana Russini, of course, as you know, has been embroiled in this controversy where there were pictures of her and Mike Vrabel, and it kind of snowballed into a story of the week. Everyone was fascinated by it because of all the prurient interests that there are in people's sex lives, which you don't necessarily have. But she has resigned. One of the AP reporters has gotten a copy of the email that she sent. She said, I have covered the NFL with professionalism and dedication throughout my career, and I stand behind every story I have ever published. When the Page 6 item first appeared, The Athletic supported me unequivocally, expressed confidence in my work and pride in my journalism. For that, I'm grateful. In the days that followed, unfortunately, commentators in various media have engaged in self-feeding speculation that is simply unmoored from the facts. She goes on to say, moreover, this media frenzy is hurtling forward without regard for the review process The Athletic is trying to complete. It continues to escalate, fueled by repeated leaks, and I have no interest in submitting to a public inquiry that has already caused far more damage than I am willing to accept. Rather than allowing this to continue, I have decided to step aside now before my current contract expires on June 30th. I do so not because I accept the narrative that has been constructed around this episode, but because I refuse to lend it further oxygen or to let it define me or my career. So,
yeah, well said.
I don't care. Again, I think you and I are on the same thing. I don't care if she's having an affair with Mike Vrabel or not. And I really don't want to get into it. Here's the only caveat that I give it, and the only thing that I think needs some context. A lot of people are suggesting she's using that. If there was an actual affair, she's using that to advance her career and be able to have access to insider information that maybe another reporter wouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to me, that's a leap because people have workplace affairs all the time. Mm-hmm. Now, sometimes it is to advance themselves, and sometimes it's just because you spend more time with people at work than you do oftentimes with people at home, and feelings develop. And the only thing that I caution people, I've not heard anyone say Mike Vrabel was using the affair to push his career further. If there was an affair, I find it to be really one-sided reporting because Mike Vrabel could easily be saying, hey, if I have an NFL insider in my orbit, maybe that helps me for Coach of the Year voting. Maybe that helps me find out what she's finding out from sources regarding personnel matters across the league. So if you're going to make the leap that Diana Russini was having an affair for nefarious purposes, then you got to make that same leap for Mike Vrabel, in my opinion, because both of them could have been using it for nefarious purposes. Or maybe it was the right time, right place. They both were looking for a hookup and it happened. I don't know. I don't care.
Like I said, there's only a couple private parts I care about, my wife and my kids. That's about it. But also, there's no Mike Vrabel needs to be fired stuff or questioning his job or anything like that. And I don't, they're saying, the misogynistic society and what sports is and all that stuff. But just think of the story. I just think of Robert Kraft. Nobody wanted him to resign. That had happened. And we all know he had to come out and apologize.
Again, the resignation doesn't have anything to do with the affair. It has to do with the implication that she's using a personal relationship for personal gain for her career. And her career is defined by having sources. That's the part. It's nothing about listen, there's nothing illegal about having an affair. There's not.
No.
She would not be facing any kind of scrutiny. It's weird, but it's not illegal. But the place that people are getting caught up on is, hey, she's an NFL insider. And if she's using her sexuality to gain insider info, that puts her at an unfair advantage over Adam Schefter and the rest. Yeah. And all I'm saying is you could also make the case that Mike Vrabel could benefit from having an NFL insider and a relationship with said person. And so if you think that she shouldn't have her job because of an affair, again, if it happened, I don't care if it did or didn't. If you think she should lose her job or be punished because maybe the journalistic aspect of what she does is compromised by it, I would just say to you, then Mike Vrabel should face the same kind of scrutiny because he could potentially see an advantage in his career by having an NFL insider in his camp. All I'm saying.
Adam Schefter better not go to the pool. Over for him.
50 minutes of heat is brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Here are your lines for tonight. Game tips off what? 7:30?
7:40 exact.
7:40.
But 7:30 is the scheduled tip-off time.
All right. The line is still 5.5. Hornets are 5.5-point favorites. Would you like to guess Bam Adebayo over under tonight?
Ooh, he got a ball. 20.5.
Solana?
21.5.
20.5 is correct. And he does have to ball tonight.
Got to.
Has to. Tyler Hero?
I say the same. 20.5.
21.5.
21.5. How about I told you I bet the Jaime Jaquez over 11.5. Pella's 9.5. Pella is playing, by the way. Davion Mitchell.
He's available.
Available, I should say.
8.5 for Davion.
8.5 for Davion Mitchell. Andrew Wiggins.
It should be high. 10.5.
What are you doing to Wiggs? No, 14 or 15.5. It's got to be that.
Well, it's 13.5.
Over.
I'm treating Andrew Wiggins as Andrew Wiggins, Solana. That's what I'm doing.
You got to treat him as the greatest wing defender in the NBA. Stop thinking of him as a scorer.
Well, he better be today, because if Konkanipple and LaMelo Ball go off, Brandon Miller go off, it's curtains for the Miami Heat.
Solana, it kills me when I say 11.5 and you say, what are you doing? 12.5.
But it's not so much like if you genuinely just thought, 10.5 for Wiggs, it's your tone. It's the way
before the season started, though. If I told you they were in the play-in, this is where it stems from, because I don't disagree with him. Before the season started, or when they acquired him, if I said to you there's a play-in game against Charlotte and Andrew Wiggins is a starter, what is his over-under going to be? You'd say 18.5. It's got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where it stems from. It doesn't stem from what we've watched all season long and even the half season that he was here beforehand. That's who Andrew Wiggins is supposed to be.
It's fair. Especially knowing that the Heat are second in the NBA in scoring, you'd be like, oh,
yeah,
Wiggs took a massive leap.
Yep.
No, it's the question you asked yesterday, Hawk, when you were like the expectations versus the results. And I was like, I'm happy because I thought they were a 500 team. Andrew Wiggins has underperformed extremely in my mind this season.
He has. He has. We thought this was going to be a breakout. Like, we kind of wrote off last season. He got put in a trade that he didn't see coming,
Right.
and it was like, okay, this season he'll have it together.
It's fair because I did the whole thing where, he moved his family here, and he gets to be the third or fourth option. And, yeah, I mean, he hasn't been – there's been moments, but he hasn't been as reliable on that end.
LaMelo Ball, over-under tonight? I think I told you because I bet the over.
22.5.
22.5, yeah.
22.
Brandon Miller, you just mentioned him.
23.5.
20.5.
19.5. Guess who's on him?
Wiggs.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Concanipple?
18.5.
18.5. You nailed it. My guy, Kobe White, does he start?
No, off the bench.
Good information. 12.5.
13.5.
He was like a sneaky, great pickup for them.
Yeah, it seems like a guy, like if you're looking to add scoring or whatever.
Sneaky, great pickup. Like he could have a big game today.
Who else plays tonight?
What about Miles Bridges?
Miles Bridges. You guess. I'll look it up.
I don't know. 16, 17.
So, yeah, right around over Kobe. 15.5.
14.5. And just see what the other games are tonight. Portland and Phoenix is the late game. Phoenix is a 3.5-point favorite over Portland. All right, let's do headlines because John Crotty is going to talk some Heat with us this hour. Headlines brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
So just because you had some basketball stuff there, there was a article on CBSSports.com, and it said NBA postseason player rankings, the 50 names that will decide the 2026 playoffs. But here's why it's interesting, because it's split into 11 tiers.
All right.
11 tiers. So I'll read you tier number 1, and you guys can guess. There's 3 players in tier number 1, and that is the best of the best. You guys like to guess?
SGA, Victor Wembanyama, Nikola Jokic.
Boom. Yeah. Tier number 2, capable of being the best player on a champion. And Kawhi, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, Kate Cunningham, Anthony Edwards, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Tyrese Maxey, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry.
All right.
I stopped there because I kind of wanted to play a game between the 3 of us. How far down the list?
Before a Heat player shows up?
Heat player. We're at tier 2 and there's 11 tiers. I don't know.
Well, what's the next tier called?
Let me see if I can scroll over it without seeing who it is. You're in great shape if he's your number 2.
You're in great shape if he's your number 2. Well, Bam would be that, but he's not their number 2, so I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
what's tier 4?
Well, Bam's not in tier 3.
All right.
I was going to say, you're not in great shape if he's 2.
It's Jamal Murray, Chet Holmgren, Evan Mobley, LeBron James, and Devin Booker.
Mm-hmm.
Tier 4 is reasonable question marks.
Reasonable question. That's got to be Bam.
That's Bam 4.
And it is.
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson for the Hawks, Scotty Barnes for the Raptors, and number 21, Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, there's literally no bigger question mark, right? Because he can have 7 or he can have 83.
It's exactly what it is.
Definition of question mark.
He's going to play top tier defense. He's going to hustle. He's going to do his job, but he can also have 7 on one night.
And it's probably where Bam belongs. Like, if we were just ranking NBA players in the NBA, 20, 21.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see where Tyler is. I'm scrolling. I got to scroll down.
Oh, man.
Tier 6, tier 7. Oof. Tier 9, a lot to prove. No. Tier 10, the per minute game wreckers.
He's on the list just hanging out. What tier is just hanging out?
He made honorable mention.
This one, how deep did it go? 50?
Yeah. Honorable mentions: Tyler Hero and Norman Powell.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Where's
Andrew Wiggins? Do they have any tiers about wing defenders?
You have one player in the top 50. You're going to struggle.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you're the 10. I mean, it's, nothing's a mystery here. Like, this isn't like, a shocking, it's like Boston, if the season played out the way you expected, Boston is the 7 or the 8, but everyone was back for the final couple weeks. And then you go, oh, this is crazy. You don't want to go up against Boston. And imagine if you're the 1 seed and you're playing, but this is the Heat are exactly what they are.
Yep. He said at the time, remember when Bam, how long ago was that when Bam snapped, talking about he's tired of this losing. He doesn't want to be in the play-in.
Right the All-Star break.
Yeah, like a week. It was right before the 7-game win streak. So it was right after the All-Star break.
I wish I saw him at Shuck and Dive or something. I'd have called him to the side and told him, man, I tell you what this outcome's about to do is play in.
Don't lose your temper.
Take it easy, buddy. Have a beer.
Just a couple local notes. If you're just joining us, maybe you missed it earlier, but Inter Miami announced that their manager, Javier Mascherano, is leaving Inter Miami. He will no longer coach the team, manage the team.
A wild turn of events.
Yeah.
AFC Bournemouth, by the way, lost their manager today.
They sacked him?
No, he does not want to continue on with them.
But they're not getting relegated.
They might.
Bournemouth?
Yeah, they had a rough end.
What does that do in soccer? Quickly, Solana. I
relegation?
Sometimes regret asking you. No. When they lose a manager, like, in football, you lose the manager and then a team changes a little bit and has a little bump, but I don't know what happens in soccer.
Well, no, it's big because it's like an NBA head coach or an NFL head coach, Crowder. Like the manager establishes the identity of how he wants to play. And that could change depending on
and how they play. Like you can go from a West Coast offense, you can go from a pass first offense to a run first offense. And I remember you or Whitty explaining to us what type. I remember going to the Inter Miami, the MLS final, and I was sitting with Whitty, wasn't I?
Well, you were sitting next to me.
I was sitting next to you. Maybe you were explaining it because I'm like, why does it feel like all the action is taking place away from where you want it to be? And he's like, that's his style. That's the way Mascherano, Maraschino, like a maraschino cherry, the best.
Oh, those are good.
Those are so good.
Yeah, no, so
that's his style. Like they're going to have one attempt, and then they're going to be on defense, and then they're going to have one good attack again, and so you could change all that.
But part of that is personnel too. Same goes in the NFL or the NBA, right? Like, does Eric Spoelstra want to be the fastest paced team in the NBA, or did he just feel like, hey, this is what I have to do because of my personnel? But I think one of the biggest criticisms against Mascherano was that there's no identity this year. You don't know what Inter Miami is doing. Last year, you knew they're going to try to defend, they're going to keep numbers back, and then they're going to go on the counterattack, and they're going to try to beat you on set pieces with Messi because they couldn't outrun teams for 90 minutes. They were too old. This year, they're supposed to be younger. They went out, they got another number 9 that's supposed to be a great striker, one of the best coming from Mexico, and there's no identity for this team. And 2 draws at your new stadium, stadium, and like, okay, hello, we're supposed to be winning games at this stadium.
Your style stinks.
You told me his style was turn the bus sideways or something like that.
Park the bus.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, anything else? Because I want to get to karate. I want to make sure we have enough time.
Bournemouth, by the way, is nowhere near relegation. No. They're 11th in the Premier League, and they're going to be fine.
All right.
Up the cherries. The Florida Panthers will end their regular season tomorrow. The Marlins do play game 2 of their series versus the Braves. That's tonight. You can listen to that game on AM 560. Heat Hornets will be right here on FM 104.3 WQAM. Your weather in South Florida right now, it's 80 degrees. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the low 70s. That weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
All right, John Crotty is going to join us next. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel like it. If your energy is low and your sleep feels off and your weight won't budge and your mind feels foggy and your sex drive isn't what it used to be, switch it up. You know what I'm talking about. Atlantic Men's Clinic. If you're feeling, I don't know, not like yourself, not like you deserve to feel, start getting some testosterone at Atlantic Men's Clinic. I mean, it's what I did. At Atlantic Men's Clinic, their advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds and have more energy and enhance your body composition, improve your sleep, increase your sex drive, so much more. It gets you back to feeling your best. You don't have to be older. Take control. Be stronger in the gym and sharper at work and better in the bedroom and more confident in every part of your life. Atlantic Men's Clinic. They're the experts in treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. They've successfully treated many men for low T, including me. I'm here to tell you, you will notice a difference. You really will. If you're like the many men who are low T, within just a few weeks, you're going to feel your energy return, the brain fog go away, your sleep improve, your workouts improve, your sex drive will be significantly enhanced as well. Atlantic Men's Clinic. They've been serving South Florida since 2020. They have successfully treated thousands of men, and most men will wait a year or longer. You don't have to wait. Don't ignore the signs. Call them today. Take that first step toward feeling better again. There are 7 locations in South Florida, so there's going to be one near you. Call them at 877-455-7300, 877-455-7300, or you can visit atlanticmensclinic.com. Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Buenos días.
Excellent song, Jimmy. All right. John Crotty is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. He had a very long career in the NBA and probably a longer one as a television analyst for the Miami Heat. Have you been doing that longer than you played in the NBA, Crotty?
I have.
Wow.
20 years with the Heat now after 11 years as a player. It's crazy.
Holy mackerel. Time flies. So let's talk about the play-in tonight. We know we have talked about this. You guys have talked about it as well. The Heat wanted to avoid the play-in, but here they are. But when you have Eric Spoelstra as your coach and the kind of experience that this team has in the play-in, that could be beneficial tonight, right? Like, you can't count this team out.
No, I mean, look, this team is a tough team to have to face in any kind of one-game winner-take-all scenario. I mean, the Heat is a team that's just proven to lay it all out there, and with Coach Spo being able to game plan, and then the players just, having a scenario where they always fight for the very end. Miami, whether you care to say it's a positive or not, look, they have more wins than any other team in the play-in, and they've done it time and again. They've come from this position as well, being in the 10th seed a couple of years ago, and won out to get into the playoffs.
And Crowdy, speaking, I know Spo was an advantage for us. Obviously, Spo was a Hall of Famer. But talking about that game plan that Spo can throw together, I know in football, like, you can keep something in your back pocket. They haven't seen this before, this formation before, and you can get up on them. In basketball, like, that game plan that Spo can throw together, like, what do great coaches do in a situation as win or go home?
No, it's a great question, Channing, because it's to your point. I never played football at the level you did, but to me, it's hard to hold on to one thing and have it come down to one play, and you can make that call. With basketball, there's so many possessions, and you're having to work that trend, and make it happen, throughout the course of the game. I think what he does is he gets everyone totally prepared in what the Heat want to do, and then I think what they'll do is try to take away one or two strengths from the other team, and that's what he's done well always from a playoff preparation, and that's what this is. This is like a one game series, and what the Charlotte team does extremely well is they shoot the three, and then they're very good as an offensive rebounding team. So you can really expect for the fact that the Heat are going to make sure that they're getting out and trying to guard that 3-point line to the best of their ability, and then finish defensive possessions with those defensive boards, because this team really will get on that glass.
Yeah, Crotty, I was going to ask you, because the Hornets, they're 23-7 when they make 18 or more threes, and then they're 22-9 when they have a 38% or better rebounding percentage or offensive rebounding percentage. I don't know if you could take away both, but can the Heat outshoot Charlotte in a one-game sample size? Like, is that possible? I know, there's been instances even in the past month where, they hit 24 threes. They tied their franchise record against Boston, but they still lost. So do you just feel like it has to be more defensive from Miami than just assuming they can get hot in one game?
Well, I think it needs to be a combination of things. I think it needs to certainly be defensive oriented, and I include the rebounding as defense, because that to me is completing a possession, right? Blocking out and coming up. But I think offensively, Miami capable of making threes, not at the level Charlotte does normally, but what they do is they pound it inside. So Miami is a top 4 team in terms of scoring it in the paint. And what they'll do there is attack. You'll see Jaquez getting off the dribble into the paint. You'll see Bam on a post-up spinning in the paint. You'll see Norman and Tyler getting inside off the dribble, finishing in the paint along with Davion. And so, they'll counter some of that 3-point shooting with their ability to get higher percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, and it almost seems, to Solana's point, like those are opposite approaches. If you want to get rebounds, you put the big guys in. But now the big guys can't protect the perimeter. And is that kind of their success on it? And I don't know if we can go big. Can we go Bam Ware if they're playing that 3-point game? Because those guys can't do both.
No, that's a very good observation, and something Coach Spo and the staff will be really tracking with Khalil is, can he get out and guard that 3-point shot? and on high pick and roll action, instead of their guy diving to the front of the rim, if he's popping back for three and we have Kalel kind of dropping off in a drop coverage or staying too close to the rim, and they start making outside shots because they're going maybe with Bridges as an example, setting that screen. That's the chess game where will then come out of the game and someone that Coach Spo wants to see, having Bam play the center spot and going smaller with a Keyshawn Johnson as an example at the 4.
Did I see Ira tweet out today that Kalel woke up ill, is playing, but he woke up ill? Did anyone see that?
I can't comment on that. I'm not sure.
Man, I was sick my whole career.
Has been a guy who he's played he's been really good at showing up and playing whenever he can, and I think he can make a difference in this series. But as is usually the case, it's whoever can get to their game, and control the game. The pace Miami will want to play will be a super fast pace as well. And Charlotte likes to play that way too. They take a lot of long threes. LaMelo Ball will take some shots that make your jaw drop. They look just so low percentage. He'll make a few, but he'll miss a bunch too.
Crotty, the difference between you and me, I comment all the time on things that I have no knowledge of. You refused even to comment on something very innocuous.
I got to be a little more. I got a little more checks and balances.
Yeah, you got to be
whatever the hell you want.
You got to be a little more judicious with commenting about things that this show would be about 2 hours and 40 minutes of silence and an hour and 20 minutes of commenting if I couldn't comment on things I knew nothing about. How did the regular season play out for the Miami Heat, Crotty, versus what your expectations were? I know they wanted to avoid the play-in, and they all made that a big deal. But, Crowder's pointed out a million times, well, wait a second. This can't surprise them that they're in the play-in. Look at their roster compared to other teams' rosters. So how did the regular season play out versus what your expectations were before the season?
Oh, I would say frustrating a bit. I think a lot of it, again, had to do with injuries to me, too. Tyler Hero will have played, just over a third of the games. He's your top scoring guy, outside Norman Powell, and he's so talented offensively. It's just, you're not going to be at your best offensively without him. And then Norman, after the All-Star, he started getting dinged up to a point where he wasn't able to perform the same way he did before the break, where he was an All-Star. So I think that's been frustrating. And then what's been really perplexing, and why I think they didn't make it into the top 6 is this slippage and this drop off in the defense, call it mid-March through the end of the season, basically a month, where Miami was a top 4 defense during that whole season up until mid-March. March 12th, I think, is the actual date. And then, drop to outside of being top 10. They'll fall out of being a top 10 defensive team for the first time in like 6 years because of that stretch. And part of this is they're playing a faster pace, so they're giving up more points, but they were giving up the quality of shots they gave up in the last month really was a different profile than what they did. And that to me is sort of disappointing. But what we have seen is some positives, which, cause I'm a glass half full guy. Hoch, that. So,
oh, me too.
So what we have seen is the development of a lot of these younger guys who are exciting. Pelle Larsson, his jump to his second year is unbelievable. Jaime Jaquez Jr., after a bit of a slump in his second year, actually came back. I think he's going to win the second Sixth Man of the Year. He has scored more points, second most assists off the bench in the entire league, and has just really done a nice job with the ball in his hands playing this pace. And then the continued development of Ware. We saw Bam step into a role that he hasn't played ever, which is being more of a scorer at times than he's had to be. And, he's averaged 20 boards and 10 boards and 20 points. The first of only 2 other players to do it, 3 overall, was Shaq and Zoe. So, there's always positives.
Sticking with those positives, Crotty, and speaking specifically about Jaime, we talk so much about the offense, and I'm with you to a certain extent as to why the defense has fallen off a little bit. But it's funny to think about how Jaime in the second season, I don't want to call it a slump. I don't know if that's fair, but he definitely didn't, take advantage after a really strong rookie campaign we don't get to see Jaime in this role if the offense isn't what it was this season, which is playing at a fast pace, which is crazy to think about, right, Crotty? Just from the standpoint of he might win Sixth Man of the Year. He should win Sixth Man of the Year. It really was the only option for Spo after what happened in that Cleveland series.
No, I agree, and I have no problem. I think it's been a good thing. I think it's allowed, gotten the most out of this roster, which is what Spo does. And I give him so much credit. Most coaches coach one system, one style. He will pivot and change. He does what he thinks best for the unit he has. And offensively, I think this was best for this unit. And I think Jaime, maybe more than anyone, benefited from it because he had the ball in his hands more coming off the bench, and he was playing at a fast pace where the defense couldn't gang up on him and prevent him from driving into that paint.
Crowder, you're a basketball guy. Hawk gives me a hard time about this. I have a daughter plays AAU, 7th grade. She plays with high schoolers. I have signals and calls to her that overshadow her coach's calls because I'll tell her, I yell dishwasher, and that means put somebody in the dishwasher and get to the basket. I don't give a damn what this coach said, run this offense. You go get to the basket because I don't like how this game's going.
Is there a question somewhere in there?
Not really. It was more of a statement.
Is it bad that I overshadow the coach?
The dad should not be superseding the coach's orders because he wants to see his daughter perform at a certain level, and the coach has a team idea.
Yeah, the coach wants to live and walk off the court afterward when he looks over and sees Channing sitting over there in the freaking bleachers. He's making some career life choices as opposed to coaching choices.
Should little league dads and parents, should they just sit quietly and allow the coach to coach?
Look, I think it's a mix. I do. I mean, I similarly with my kids, we had I wasn't yelling out dishwasher or washing machine, but I had certain goals where, hey, look, I need you to take, X amount of shots a game. I need you to, and the reason I did that was I wanted them to be a certain aggression type goals, and come up with a couple of those. Get me 5 rebounds. I want you to have the vision. 6 assists today. Make the extra pass, and have those types of things. And it gets them thinking that way. And then once they start playing, those things just happen. And more often than not, those are winning type plays for your team. So that's what I would try to do, and then hope for the best.
But
watching your kids play is hard, man. It's hard. It's not easy.
How do you feel about the call? Is rattle badger? I call it rattlesnake and honey badger mix. It's if anybody gets a fast break, I need you to go swipe your entire forearm across their forehead and knock them into the wall.
How do I feel about that? I'm hoping I'm not on the receiving end of that, but it's got to be quite the call when you're yelling that out and everyone's looking at you like, what is this man saying right now?
So wait a second. That's only when someone's on a breakaway you yell out rattle badger when the gym is silent. I don't think it's much of a secret code at that point. You might as well just yell out raker across the face.
Listen, so I can see what's about to happen if our 2 guards are about to get the ball stolen.
Oh my God. This is what's wrong with you. You think you know more about basketball than anyone out there, including the coach. This is IMG Academy. What are you doing?
And then Ava takes off.
That movie,
Great Santini. Yep, 100%. Make him cry.
They're not coming home.
Right?
Put him down.
He is the great Santini. It's terrible.
Rattle badger.
John Crotty, appreciate your time as always.
All right, guys. You got it. Take care.
John Crotty. Don't forget, he's not going to be on the call tonight. They will do a local call in case they advance, and then they have video of it, whatever. But tonight's game is on Prime Video only. Local broadcast right here, 104.3 FM WQAM. Game tips off at 7:30. 6:15 is when you get preheat. 5 o'clock, Funky Buddha Happy Hour coming at you in the next segment.
Yeah, big game tonight, which means you better have the Prize Picks app downloaded, and there's no excuse by now. You've been listening to me talk about Prize Picks for a long time. There's really no better way to experience it because every bucket, every dime, every win, it means more when you're playing on Prize Picks. So You download the Prize Picks app. You use my code Solana, SOLANA, and after you play your first $5, just by using my code, you're going to get $50 instantly in lineups. And if you've never played Prize Picks, you're probably thinking to yourself, Solana, what does that mean? What does a lineup mean? Well, don't worry. I'm going to explain it to you. It's super simple. You're picking more or you're picking less. That's it. There's two options, more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. You get your picks right, you can cash in. So, for example, tonight, LaMelo Ball, 17.5 points. You pick more or you pick less. Davion Mitchell, 8.5 points. You pick more or you pick less. Bam Adebayo, 20.5 points. You pick more or you pick less. That's it. That's all you're doing. You do that with 2 to 6 players for whatever game you're watching or for multiple games that you're watching. Obviously, tonight, those of us down here in Miami will all be watching just or listening to just one game. And the best way is, you're hanging out with your boys, you're watching the games, you're turning your hot takes into money. And it's not just basketball, by the way. It's everything you can think of. Baseball, hockey, UFC, soccer, tennis, golf, and so on and so forth. There are different features, by the way. There's several different ways to play. For example, Prize Picks now has a new feature called early payouts. So if your player gets off to a hot start, you have the option now to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. So stop wasting time. Open up your phone. Download the Prize Picks app. You heard how simple it is and how quickly you can set a lineup right before tip-off. Join me and millions of users. Feel free to share your lineup with me, and maybe I'll run it with you as well. Send me a screenshot on social media. Download the Prize Picks app right now. Use my code Solana, SOLANA. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Solana. You must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Text threads are meant for pictures of Jimmy's hot dog. Yeah. You feel it, baby? I can too. All right, 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour, and it's brought to you by our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery. And by the way, you can go watch a little basketball at Funky Buddha tonight or a little hockey there tomorrow. If you go to the Panthers game, the final one tomorrow, make sure you stop by Funky Buddha Tap Room right there at the Amerant Bank Arena. We saw it yesterday when we were out there. This Friday is Funky Buddha's spring beer pairing dinner, and the executive chef, Jeff Vincent, who we love, Chef Jeff, takes over the event space. He does a 5-course dinner, roasted beet and burrata salad, beef tenderloin with a port wine demi-glace, dark chocolate pot de creme.
I love it.
Jimmy, do you love a dark chocolate pot de creme?
What's that?
What's your favorite part of the pot de creme? The pot, the day, or the creme?
The pro, probably.
The pros?
The pros.
The pros. Anyway, you can get your ticket at funkybuddha.com. Honestly, Chef Jeff's beer pairing dinners are ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Like I know this is silly to sound because they're a partner of ours, but he puts together dinners that belong, like Solana said a couple weeks ago, on the Champs-Élysées, not necessarily at a brewery in Oakland Park.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a special Friday night and you want to have some delicious beer and delicious food, go to funkybuddha.com and get tickets for the beer pairing dinner. If you're at
Michelin
tonight, a Michelin-starred restaurant.
There we go.
If you're at Funky Buddha tonight or any night, try the pregame Pilsner. This crisp, easy drinking Czech-style lager is built for good times and great company. I mean, what more could you ask for from a beer? I mean, you want to have good times, you want to have great company.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's really checks all the boxes, I think.
Yep. I got 2 hop guns last night
At the arena.
Where was I at? Some bar. Twin Peaks.
Yeah, they've got
Yeah.
my son calling.
You want the small? No, I don't want the small. Who's gonna get the small beer?
I get the small. Yeah, I get the small.
You get the shot glass of beer.
I get the small.
You can answer that. It's got to be serious if he's calling you during the show.
No. My son always calls me during the show. He has no idea when I'm on the air. It's not that he doesn't know when I'm on the air. He has no idea what time it is at any point because he lives his life. La, da, 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 daddy's credit card. Say, I'm gonna. Just has no concept of day, time, like anything.
Right, but he might have a good lean on Kobe White tonight, Hoch. So I really want you to answer that.
Very possible. Well, check out the pregame Pilsner if you're at Funky Buddha, and they've got cans available at retailers across Florida. funkybuddha.com. Let's do headlines. Let's bang out headlines here so we can hear from Ian Eagle, who will be on the call tonight on Prime Video as we all hunker in for a little play-in action. It's tradition here in South Florida. We love this time of year. We get to cuddle up with your loved one, watch a play-in game, maybe a second one, and then who knows after that.
Hunker in is not a phrase. It's hunker down.
Hunker down and hunker in. Stand by and stand up and stand by. What was Trump's message to the Proud Boys? Stand down, but stand by. I don't know. Hunker in and hunker down. Headlines brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
You know, on that note, shame on the Atlanta Hawks. Shame on the Chicago Bulls. I mean, it feels like we're all committed in Miami and in Orlando at being playing tournament teams.
Right.
Hold up your end of the deal.
Right.
Atlanta. Oh, now you want to win 18 of 19 or 17 of 19 and get into the playoffs as a top 6 seed? Do it the hard way, you cowards.
Right. Oh, Bulls. Oh, we're tired of getting bounced in the play-ins. Let's just not get there at all. Man up.
Losers.
Yeah. Hey, Tim Donovan. No, it's not Tim Donovan. He's with the Heat. Billy Donovan.
Really? Yeah.
Billy Donovan. Rattle Badger. Rattle Badger, Bulls. Rattle Badger.
Great parenting.
You can't feel proud about yourself, though, right? Like just yelling out dishwasher, and all of a sudden your daughter in the game is just grabbing the ball and going to the rack.
They have to think that, oh, that's Asia Crowder, the guy with the dad who has Tourette's.
Hey, man.
Because it's silent in there. You're just yelling out, dishwasher, dishwasher. You're going to have a show on TLC with that girl.
Set up this offense. They swing it around the perimeter 84.5 times. Then they run high picks. I'm tired of this offense. Dishwasher, get to the rim.
But maybe the coach is trying to get them to get in the habit because they're coaching them. No. They're getting in the habit of running a certain offense, a certain style of offense, certain play. And then maybe the next season he'll move on to something different. And you're completely mitigating everything he's doing by yelling out Rattle Badger.
Hawk, how do you win a basketball game?
But this is more than just winning.
It's more than what did you just say?
This is learning basketball skills to get to the next level.
I watched Allen Iverson.
Don't they reset the teams in your son's baseball tournaments at IMG? They reset the team. That has nothing to do with winning. It has to do with learning how to get to the next level.
Iverson, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, those guys. I've watched them play. They don't need 85 swings and a high pick and roll. Go get to the rim.
Play in middle school. You watch them play after they had done all that in middle school.
Dishwasher.
Yeah.
You brought up TLC. Did you see the video I sent you on Instagram last night of a woman on
the foot?
TLC?
Yeah. I watched. There's 2 feet shows on TLC. And that one's not as good as the other one, but it's wild what you see. Because normally it's like just their scaly feet and they have to scrape them down and whatever. Like people that have let their feet go for years. But that woman's toe was remarkable.
Remarkable?
Remarkable. Her toe was 4 times the size of.
Come on, that's disgusting.
But they show her other toe, and it's like, oh, how bad could it be? And then all of a sudden, they take off that sock.
I don't know why, but every time I see something repulsive, I just want to send it to Hawk.
Well, that's my wheelhouse. I send all that stuff to Cunio because I watch my 600-pound life all the time. And so I always take screenshots of the screen because you can't believe what you're looking at. And then I send them right to Cunio, who has no desire to see any of this stuff.
Did you see, and I'm not even making a joke about this, one of the girls from my 600-pound life, who was one of the more popular ones, passed away at a very young age.
30. But she weighed 800 pounds. I sent that to Cunio as well, and he responded with, what happened? I said, too soon.
They were for damn.
This is a great take from Kendrick Perkins. It was reposted by the NBA Central account on Twitter. Apparently, he said this on First Take today. I'm not saying I agree with it, but it's a great take on a debate show like First Take.
All right.
Kendrick Perkins says LeBron James would officially become the GOAT over Michael Jordan if he defeats Kevin Durant in the first round.
If LeBron James and the Lakers I'm assuming no Luka and no Austin Reeves.
I saw a post yesterday. We don't know yet because the series don't start until the weekend. But
Kendrick Perkins' take can't count if Luka's out there. It can only count if Luka's not out there.
Right. I just meant we don't know if Luka's going to be back.
Right. But I'm saying the take itself.
For sure. The take from Perk is that LeBron is going to put the team on his back solo without Luka, and he's going to go head-to-head with Kevin Durant and beat KD in the first round.
So that would be the first thing that we talk about LeBron for years and years and years is, do you remember when the Lakers took out the Rockets in round 1 of the 2026 playoffs?
Hawk, we are twins on this one. Who's talking about the first round of the 2026 playoffs?
Perk. All the Perk family reunions. That's what they're going to be talking about.
Well, of course, Jordan fans don't want to talk about the first round. He never made it out of the first round until 1991 when he finally won an NBA title.
That is true.
But talk about my MJ.
The Miami Heat play tonight, 7:30 p.m. Tip-off will be at 7:40. You can listen to the game right here on FM 104.3 WQAM. The Marlins play tonight. They're in Atlanta. They won yesterday. That ended a winless weekend for them.
Any Davison De Los Santos action tonight? Anybody know if he's in the lineup? He hasn't been in the lineup.
Shocker.
If he's in the lineup, I'm going to watch the Marlins over the Heat.
Come on, Davison.
Let's see. I'm looking at the Hard Rock app. Player props. Let's see. Augustin Ramirez.
He is not in the lineup. I have the Marlins. They just sent me the official lineup. Max Meyer is starting tonight. He's on the bump. Jacob Marcy, Xavier Edwards, the Gus
Do you
Bus.
think they bring guys up to be the star of the team?
No, but I mean, if you're going to bring him up, I mean, give him a little PT, coach. Give him some minutes.
Come on.
All he needs is a couple ABs.
He had the one AB, hit a double off the wall. They sent him right down to the minors. I don't know what they want from this guy.
He had an AB a couple days ago. Sat down real fast.
You bring a guy off the bench after sitting there for days and days and days.
He was tight. He was cold.
He was.
And just to round out your local headlines, the Florida Panthers will end their regular season tomorrow. No playoffs, unfortunately, for the Cats. They'll host the Detroit Red Wings. And Inter Miami, their manager, Javier Mascherano, did step down earlier for personal reasons. I say that with quotation marks, but that's the official word from Inter Miami.
And Diana Rossini stepped down from the Athletic.
Correct. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Your weather in South Florida right now, it is 79 degrees. Not as hot recently.
It's felt great out. It's I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Reverse global warming.
It's because we sent somebody into the moon.
Right. It shook things up.
Y'all see the guy that flew the jet?
They flew a jet to the moon?
Did you see the guy that flew the rocket?
Are you talking about Sully? What are we talking about?
Talking about the Artemis thing. The dude that flew the Artemis. Did you see his picture?
I actually did not know.
Black man. Boom.
Let's go. Let's go.
And he has 7 kids or something crazy.
I followed one of them on Instagram.
One of the astronauts?
One of his daughters.
Huh.
You followed a little girl on Instagram?
She's not 4, you dummy. She's like 29 years old. She's a woman. And great account. Was posting stuff about the Artemis 2 trip that was really interesting.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. Anyways. Your weather?
I
80
just
degrees.
stumbled across her account.
It's still weird. I don't give a damn if she's 49.
Why? Why is that weird?
Sounds weird.
It's hey, an astronaut. Let me find his daughter on Instagram. That's weird.
I didn't search
Is
his
that
daughter.
the way that it happened? Was that the transaction?
my algorithm is her and the foot that I sent off. 80 degrees tonight. It'll be in the low 70s. That weather report was brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
Ian Eagle is going to join us in the next segment. He will be on the call tonight along with Stan Van Gundy on Amazon Prime Video. Hey, make a plan to spend a day enjoying horse racing at Gulfstream Park in beautiful Hallandale Beach. They have live racing Thursdays through Sundays for the entire month of April. And don't forget Cirque du Soleil Lucia is currently playing at Gulfstream Park right now. You can see it under the big top. That runs through April 25th. Get your tickets online. You can mark your calendars right now for the annual Kentucky Derby Trackside Watch Party, Saturday, May 2nd. Details and tickets are available right now at gulfstreampark.com/events. That is a fun day at Gulfstream if you go there for Kentucky Derby Day. Gulfstream Park is perfect for not only a day of racing, but it's a perfect venue for groups, events, and private parties. They host groups from 10 to over 1,000 people. So make it a day at Gulfstream Park. Nothing better than a beautiful South Florida day. We were just talking about how nice the weather is, betting on a little bit of horse racing, and enjoying the great sights and sounds at Gulfstream Park in beautiful Hallandale Beach, Florida. Get all the details at gulfstreampark.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
There's no crying in baseball.
WQAM.